How we doing, everybody? Think we are live? No man born from a woman should be late for his own life. What's going on, everyone? Just wait for you all to jump on, wait for you all to join in, and wait until you're all here before I officially get started. Let's have a look. No man alive will be on time. Oh, we've got a bit of an echo. There we go, get rid of that. How we doing, everyone? Sunday afternoon. Got my jacket on because I'm bloody freezing. Howdy, Bisping. There we go, you're all here. Thank you all for being here. Sunday afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Wherever you are in the world, let me know in the chat. Can I fight loose arsehole? Come on, buddy, that one has been done about 1 million times. And there is no echo. There's no echo, boys. Hey, Mikey B. Let's go, Mike. Thank you, Mitchell. Connecticut. Oh, there's a lot of you jumping on. Bury, Lancashire, straight down the M66. Your missus left something on the side. Shut up, Jake Jones. Don't be like that. Shout out Blackman in the house. And shout out from the Germany. Thank you all for being here on the Sunday. I appreciate this. No UFC action this weekend, so no fights to talk about, but we do have UFC 296. We do have Austin, Texas fight night next weekend, and we do have, thoughts on Anthony Smith versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. We do have my podcast partner, Anthony Smith, stepping up on 2 weeks' notice, going up against Khalil Roundtree Jr. at the Apex December 9th. So not too far away now. Lots of stuff to talk about. So will I be commentating on December 9th for Anthony Smith's fight? No, I won't. Anthony actually messaged me yesterday. He said, Michael, you working the fight night at the Apex on December 9th. I said, no, I'm not. I will be in England appearing at Tales from the Octagon 2. The link is there at the top of the chat, so thank you, John, for doing that. Tales from the Octagon, I'll be joined by Tom Aspinall and Paul Craig. So if you're around, if you're free, if you're in the area, get yourself down there. Myself, Tom Aspinall, and Paul will be having a laugh, answering questions, telling some jokes, taking the piss, doing a Q&A, doing a meet and greet. The link is there. If you're in England, if you're not, I don't expect you to get on a plane. But still, we'll answer some of your questions. Oh, God. Thoughts on Layla Ann Lee. Thoughts on Layla Ann Lee is that is the wife of Ian Garry, right? First and foremost. Don't like to talk about people's wives and things like that, But I have seen the stuff, what's going down. It's impossible to miss, isn't it? It's impossible to miss. Where's Rebecca? She will be joining in a little bit. And also, we will be having, hopefully, Callum's going to swing by. Callum's upstairs. Hopefully, I'll get him to come join us, answer some questions with you as well. So, your wife is a wag. Your wife's a wag, mate. She's in my DMs. Oh, God. Oh, listen. The reality is Ian Garry talks a lot of shit. So you got to expect a bit of shit back. I don't like going in, talking about wives and families and children and stuff like that. Generally, that stuff should be left on the sidelines, shouldn't be spoke about, shouldn't be discussed. But I guess all's fair in love and war. The good news is for Ian Garry is that he's fighting Vicente Luque. Not an easy fight. That's not what I mean. What I mean is Vicente Luque will not go there. He will not bring up that shit. He will not add to the traumatic mental health that Ian Garry is experiencing right now. He's pissed off, and rightly so. Look, listen, make what you will of the situation, the WAG stuff and all the rest of it. She came out today and said it was a book that she wrote. It was like a sarcastic joke, apparently. So we're going to take her on a word for that. But it's just that's what people do, especially YouTubers. Not like me, but your average YouTuber. They're looking for a bit of scandal. They're looking for a bit of gossip. They're looking for a bit of shit to talk, and they're looking for those clickbaits. But still, as I said, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. But Vicente Luque won't be going there, thank God. Could you imagine if Ian Garry was fighting Colby Covington? I'd feel for him then, because, as I said, Vicente Luque is a nice guy. He's a class act. He's a beast inside of the octagon, but he ain't going to go there. He is not going to go there. Bisping, Colby's going to bring it up, right? He probably will. He probably will. I actually want to see that press conference. I won't be there because I'll be in England doing Tales from the Octagon, as I just said. All the TNT Sports, formerly BT Sport in the UK, they will all be there. Typically, I would be there, but as I said, I'm not going to be. And I would like to be at that one because I do believe it's going to be quite the shit show of a press conference. And when I say shit show, I mean that in a good way. There's going to be a lot of stuff being said, obviously. You got Paddy and Tony. Going to be a lot of stuff getting said there. You got Leon and Colby Covington. Leon's a quiet guy. I don't think we'll have too much shit talk other than him being confident that he's going to win the fight. But Colby Covington will bring it. And then, of course, we've got all the Ian Garry stuff as well. So it will make for a fun one. And it will make for a bloody fantastic way to round off a spectacular year of UFC action. Hold on. Have a little sip of my black coffee. Black. Used to have a lot of cream all the time, but keeping it black these days. It's a lot less calories. Bisping, do you think Darren Till could ever return? Well, Lemon Cook, I do. I think he's going to fight Mike Perry in bare knuckle. That's what it seems to be trending towards. Them two have been talking about it. In fact, I just saw Mike Perry and he dived in on the situation, doing an impression of Sean Strickland, going back to the Ian Garry thing. Everyone's getting in on the action there. Thoughts on Paddy's post-fight meal? I have no idea. Do you think Islam fights in the Saudi Arabia fight night card? I haven't heard anything about that. It would make sense, though, for Islam to fight. He said he wants to fight again before Ramadan. If I'm not mistaken, I think Ramadan is... March and April, something like that. So if he wants to fight again before that, I think that's going down in February. I'm not sure. I don't have the details on it just yet, but that would make sense. That would make sense. Can Rebecca join the feed? Relax, bro. She's going to be joining in a little bit. She's got some housework to do first. You know what I mean? Just made me a delicious fry-up, bacon, sausage, eggs. John Morrison, though, getting down to a real question. On this day, was it on this day? Wow. On this day in 2017, it was my last fight versus Kelvin Gastelum in Shanghai. Do you have any regrets about taking that fight so soon after the George St. Pierre fight? Well, you know what, John, to be honest, yeah, looking back in hindsight, wasn't a good idea, right? I just had a hard training camp. I was overtrained for the George fight. Obviously, I got finished in that fight as well. And then you've probably heard the story, but I'll say it. I just got back. I was still black and blue. I was going out for lunch, and Sirius XM Radio was on in the car. That's an MMA show. Well, it's a radio channel, but they do an MMA show. And they just mentioned Anderson Silva tested positive again, and they're looking for a replacement. And I'm driving along, and I said to my wife, I said, I'll do it. And she's like, what are you talking about? You can't do that. And I text Dana right then and there. And I thought, I'll do it. Because I knew I was going to retire. I was meant to retire years before because of my eye issue, but I kept going, I kept winning, and I became the champ. And I said, right, I'll keep going until I lose the belt. When I lose the belt, I'll retire. So I knew I was going to retire, but when that opportunity came up, I thought, you know what, I can beat this guy. So I didn't just go for the payday, but that was definitely a big motivator as well. So with that said, to answer your question, John, do I have any regrets? I mean, it's a shame that I took that fight and lost that fight, but I wouldn't be saying that if I won. Do you know what I mean? And you can't live like that. I gambled, I rolled the dice, it didn't work out, I still got paid, and at the end of the day, we do this for money. So anyway, if I was gay, Bisping would be my lover, Sandman. How do you know, buddy? I'm not sure about that. I don't know what you look like. I don't know if you're my cup of tea. Matt Carney's back. What's up, Matt? Mike, how can fighters walk the line between being all in on their careers, but also making space for other time and interests? That's a good question there, Matt. That's a good one, because it's one of those, it's a tough one, because you want to be all in. You've got to be obsessed. If you're going to be a fighter, you've got to be obsessed. In fact, anything in life, if you want to be the best at it, you've got to be obsessed. You really do. But it is nice to have distractions. That's why I still used to keep, a little bit of a mess around, bit of a hand in the DJ stuff, because it was just a bit of fun, bit of a hobby, but mixed martial arts is so time consuming. You don't really have much time for anything else. Obviously, all the different arts, the discipline, the training, you're just absolutely knackered. To be honest, when you're not training for a fight, you can't be arsed with much else. So how do you walk that line? I don't know, Matt. I don't know. Mick Moore says Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker for UFC 300. That would be a great opener. Thoughts? If not, who for Dustin Poirier? Well, Dan Hooker. Oh, yeah, no, I was going to say Dan Hooker's fighting Bobby Green. No, he's not. Dan Hooker's out. Dan Hooker and Dustin Poirier fought before. I commentated that fight at the Apex. When was that? Mid-pandemic, 2021, something like that. Amazing fight, by the way. Poirier got the job done. I'd love to see a rematch because it was a great fight and that would be a great opener. So yeah, all right, I'll sign off on it. I don't think it would be my first choice for Dustin Poirier. He's already beaten him. Nothing to gain there, but hey, why not? Michael Bisping rules, shout out Joey Swart's program. Shout out to Joey Swart's program. Did I know that Anthony was stepping in? I did not, Iman 24. I did not. I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. As I say, we went for a walk on the beach yesterday and I got a text off him just asking if I was commentating. I said no, because I'll be in England. But he never elaborated why. And then I saw Dana White's announcement. And, I mean, good for him. God bless him. I mean, he's rolling the dice. He's daring to be great. He's stepping up on short notice. I mean, Khalil Rountree's the real deal. He's a tough guy. He's got big power. You know, Callum was talking about him. My son, he said he's a knockout artist. I don't know if he's a knockout artist, but he's definitely a guy that's capable of knocking people out. But you got to favour Anthony in that. He's fought better competition. He's been around longer. He's got bags of experience. I think striking-wise, he can more than handle himself on the feet against Khalil. And in the grappling department, I think Anthony's leaps and bounds ahead of him. But hey, it's a fight. He's stepping up on short notice. I'm assuming he's been in the gym and been training, otherwise he wouldn't do it. Anthony takes his career very seriously. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. I haven't actually had a conversation with him yet. As we know, this news just broke yesterday. And I'm sure he's got better things to do than run everything by me. I'm not his manager. I'm not his dad. But I am looking forward to finding out what actually happened and how this all came together. So yeah. Let's go Anthony Smith for sure. I have heard rumours. This is Radthad. I've heard rumours that George St. Pierre is returning. I was surprised to hear that after listening to your last interview with him. He seemed content with retirement. So, I think, Radthad, that these George St. Pierre rumours started with the very reliable source. I mean, this is where you go to, and I'm not talking shit. This is the big news source. No, I'm not talking UFC.com. I'm not talking the great Ariel Helwani. It was, of course, Brendan Schaub. Brendan Schaub started this. So then Chael Sonnen jumped on it as well. You know what I mean? That gave it a bit of legitimacy. I don't know if George St. Pierre is going to do that. I mean, listen, I'd love to see it. George is one of those guys. If you follow George on social media, I mean, he's always working out. He's still doing sprints. He's doing backflips all over the place, ice baths galore, doing 72-hour fast. The man's in ridiculous shape, and he's a true martial artist. So he could come back. But I don't think he will. Who knows? Maybe Brendan Schaub just said it for a bit of a story. Maybe he made it up. But he said it came from one of his sources. Anytime someone says that, it could mean anything. But who knows? We'll wait and see. So Joseph Bowling is here. He says, if Paddy dominates and beats Tony, let's do Paddy versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Co-main event to Tom and Cyril in Paris. Ooh. Right. So first of all, that's a big if. If he beats Tony, right? We can't write Tony Ferguson off. No way. Not after the way Bobby Green just beat Grant Dawson in 33 seconds. And Tony's training with, what's his name? Oh my God, the bloody dude. Ryan Goggins. Is it Ryan Goggins? Brian Goggins? David Goggins. Jeez Louise. He's training with David Goggins, a man that is renowned for training the highest level mixed martial artists. A man that knows everything there is to know about the combat game. He's training with David Goggins. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Listen, if you want to go out there and you want to run ultra marathons, you want to run across Africa, you want to go to the top of the Himalayas, get involved with David Goggins, okay? John Jones had him. I'm sure he's very good at giving a speech and telling you to get hard. Come on, motherfuckers, let's go. Okay, he's good at all that stuff. I don't think Tony necessarily needs that. Tony needs to work on some fundamentals, work on his striking, working on all the rest of it. However, in terms of motivation, David Goggins will help. So, yeah, to answer your question in the roundabout way, first of all, Paddy's going to get through him. And if he does get through him, I don't think he'll be fighting Benoit Saint-Denis. We'll see. I mean, that might be just a bridge too far right now. But we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. Thoughts on Aiden Ross calling you out? I don't know who Aiden Ross is, mate. My sources tell me Bisping's coming back for UFC 300. Hey, I'm training like a madman. I've lost loads of weight right now. I'm looking mean and lean. I'm so bloody lean, I'm freezing. That's why I've got a hoodie on. No, I was standing in my pool before. It's fucking freezing. Doing the old ice bath thing, but I thought I don't need the ice bath right now. The swimming pool is like the Arctic, so I just go and stand in the swimming pool after I've done my sauna. Does Ian's wife have an OnlyFans? Oh, God. Poor old Ian. He's got a right shitstorm on his hands. I know he came out and he threatened to sue Sean Strickland. I don't know if that was the right move, if I'm honest. And Sean just obliterated him with bullshit, didn't he? I mean, Sean does that. Sean's very funny. But threatening to sue fighters isn't really the path I would have gone down. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, John Mack says, Mike, are you using Just for Men? You handsome evergreen sod. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Man United in the house. Just for Men. Do you know what? I don't waste. My hair is going a bit grey. If you've looked to the side, you can see the grey beards coming in. I've got the grey hairs. You can see it down here on that side. But no, I'm not using Just for Men just yet. Not against doing it, though. Not against doing it. Do I smoke weed? I have smoked weed. I'm 44 years old, but I'm not a weed smoker. You know what I mean? Out here in California, everybody does it. It's advertised everywhere. Literally everywhere. But no, it makes me go weird. Smoking weed does not really do me any favours. You might have saw, I did Kill Tony's podcast. It's a big, big podcast. And we went to the Comedy Store and it was on stage live with the whole crowd and stuff. And we're backstage and everyone's smoking weed. So I'm like, all right, I'm one of the guys. I'll join in. So let me have a go on that. So I had a bit. And then I was off my face. And I went out onto stage and I was paranoid. I was in my head. I wanted to be anywhere else but on stage with a bunch of comedians. And then one of the comedians just started on me. Started taking the piss, calling me a one-eyed guy and all the rest of it, just fucking ripping me big time. And I'm sitting there off my mind, right? Couldn't string a sentence together. And all I could say was, F off, you fat bastard. I just kept coming out with that shit. So it's very embarrassing, very, very embarrassing. And it didn't go down well. And I don't think I did myself any form of PR either. But that's the reality. My God. I was not in a good place. So yeah, no. Generally, if I do anything like that, which isn't often, I will not be out in public. Certainly not on stage at the Comedy Store. That's for damn sure. How come Dan Henderson was never featured in your documentary? Rockhold was willing to be interviewed for it. Well, you just answered your own question, buddy. Rockhold was willing to be interviewed for it. And Rockhold was the guy that I won the belt against, so it made more sense. Dan Henderson, we don't really have a very good relationship. I've got nothing against Dan Henderson. You know, I wish him all the best. But yeah, and he's not the most exciting, is he? Let's be honest. You know what I mean? The interview wouldn't have exactly been edge of your seat stuff. Mr. Bisping, please talk about your neck procedure. Well, you see that scar there. So I had a titanium plate in my neck. But I still have a lot of pain. That's why you might see me doing this a lot, because I'm always stretching my neck. It's absolute goddamn agony. And right now they're doing a thing called an ablation, where they put a big long needle into the neck. They fry the nerve. That kills the nerve, which sends the pain signal to your brain, and then hopefully you don't feel the pain anymore. But they've got to do it. They've got the insurance company, before they'll pay for it, they have to do two. They got to do two tests. So I've had one test. Q-Ball says, oh man, I'm sorry, bro. You can't go in there like that. You're right, bro. It was bad. It was bad talking about the Comedy Store. Here we go. Mr. Jonks says, how do you make yourself overcome the fear of using a certain opponent? Using, V-S-I-N-G. Using, I think you mean. Using a certain opponent Example, when Dan Henderson won against you. How didn't you overcome me that? Brother Mr. Jonks, work on your English, bud. I'm going to try and determine what you said. How do you make yourself overcome the fear of versing a certain opponent? Example, when Dan Henderson won against you. How didn't you overcome me that? That doesn't make sense, bro. So I'm sorry, mate. We're just going to leave that one there. So we're going to have a look in a minute at some of the MMA news. Mike, you like RoboCop? I know. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Joe Rogan versus Dana White. Who wins? Oh, shit. No comment, bro. Yoel Romero. Love of English. Yeah. Anyway, you're all just talking a bunch of nonsense here. You are one tough man, Bisping. Well, I used to be, and I'll still have a go. But it doesn't really concern me these days. As you get older, you realise being tough, there's more to life than that. But it served me well. I had a good career. And now I get to be involved doing what I love. Matt Carney, let's say you're a cornerman and your fighter is performing below his usual standard. Would you approach this sympathetically or more aggressively? Which approach worked on you when you fought? Let me see. Well, I had a bunch of different approaches. It depends what they're doing. At the start, you would give them, constructive criticism, but in a nice, polite way. You know what I mean? You want to keep your fighter nice and calm. You don't want to get your fighter nice and wild and worked up and angry and all the rest of it, because fighters don't perform the best like that. But if it gets to, let's say it's a 5-round fight. At the end of the first round, they're not showing up, they're not doing much. You're like, dude, what are you doing? Come on, we've got to step this up. All right, I know, you've had your feeling out process. Now it's time to step it up. Round 2, it's a little bit more. If it gets to round 4 and you're still not doing anything, then I'm losing my mind. I'm shitting the bed. I am screaming at the guy. What the F are you doing? Is that what you just did? The 2 months of work to come here and embarrass yourself and not show up? Come on. Something like that. Yeah. Maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't. But that's how I would like to be spoken to in that situation. The reality is when you're fighting, it's really hard sometimes, because it looks easy. Well, not easy, but from the outside, it's like, why don't you just go for it? Why don't you just fight? You know what I mean? But the problem is you've got a world-class opponent in front of you, swinging at you, shooting takedowns, all the rest of it. And sometimes it causes you to clam up. What's good, Bisping? How you doing, brother? I am good. Hunter B. Got some member videos dropping this week, so make sure you stay tuned for those ones. I'm good, Hunter. Do I support WAGs, wives and girlfriends? I mean, I have a wife. She used to be my girlfriend, so I do support WAGs. But that was a sarcastic book. It was just a sarcastic book, guys. Has Rebecca read Ian Garry's wife's book? Oh, I knew it would just be this. Oh, God, the poor guy. He's just got to ignore it. He's just got to rise above it. All this talk about suing and getting mad, it's just going to make it worse. If they just ignored it, and far be it from me to give him advice, he's living his own life, but my advice would be, is just ignore it. If he had ignored it, it would have got washed away with the news cycle. That would have been it. It would have been done. Just ignore it. Don't respond. But they responded. So, there we go. Who was the biggest trash talk between Chael Sonnen or me? You two were great, and not the stick like Colby, etc. Well, Chael Sonnen's version of trash talking was exactly like Colby's, but it was funnier, right? He was absolutely hilarious. But what was the question? I just saw a super chat come in and it just took my attention. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I was not as comical as Chael. I mean, I would try to be, but Chael was fucking hilarious. I mean, that stuff about the Nogueira brothers and all the rest of it. I mean, he was a funny guy. He was a very, very funny, smart guy. Mine was just to the point. I'm going to smash your face in. You're a prick, kiss my ass. And I used to act like a bit of a dickhead. Anyway, Fezzle says, I don't know if you remember, but I broke up with the girl that bought me your book. Well, I'm very, very sorry to hear that, Fezzle. I've still got the book, though. It stares at me whenever I'm procrastinating. Lol. Right now. Fezzle, something to remember her by. So all you got to do is look at that book, see my face, and think of your girlfriend. Hey, champ, I owe you a case of beer for the Francis Fury fight. How can I get it to you? Oh, I'll just give you my address, bro. Pop round. Pop round anytime you want. Don't worry about it. You have the beers. I'm off the beers. I haven't had a beer in a while. Not saying I haven't had any alcohol. That would be a lie. But I've definitely not been drinking the beers. A lot of calories, a lot of carbs, and I am seeing the benefit. Agreed, Michael. Thanks for the answer. And his big arms, correct. He was like Colby. You're right. So, Jalen Turner, somebody asking about him there. Jalen Turner going up against Bobby Green. What do we think about that one? I think well done, Jalen Turner, first of all, for stepping up short notice. Jalen Turner used to be a training partner of mine. I've talked about that at length. I think he's phenomenal. I was actually, to be honest, his original opponent, Dan Hooker. I was actually surprised Dan Hooker beat Jalen Turner. I thought Jalen Turner was a better kickboxer, and it was essentially a kickboxing match. But Jalen got tired. I think the experience of Dan Hooker paid off, having been in main events and 5-round fights and fighting better competition. Just goes to show the better stylistic fighter doesn't always win. And that's no disrespect to Dan Hooker, by the way. He's an incredible fighter, and he showed ridiculous heart in that fight. Remember, he broke his arm, what was it, round 2 or 3? And that's why he had to pull out of this one, because it re-injured. Poor guy. XM1911. If Islam dominates Oliveira again, who is next in the lightweight division? And if Islam decides to go up to 170, will the UFC go and get Usman from PFL? I don't know about that last bit. If Islam beats Charles Oliveira again, I don't think he should go up to 170. Right? That's been happening a lot lately. There's certainly a lot of contenders. If he beats Charles Oliveira, who's next? I mean, you don't have to be a scientist to work this one out. It's pretty simple. The human highlight reel, the one and only, Justin Gaethje. He's right there. He just knocked out Dustin Poirier, beat Rafael Fiziev. The man is next in line. Okay, and I think he said as well recently, he's not fighting again until it's a title fight. Now, as we know, sometimes that doesn't work out, but that's who's next. If Charles Oliveira is next, then, and I think he is, if he is, then Justin Gaethje comes right after. It can't be anybody else. It can't be. It just can't be. Folks, forget Gabe Green. Folks, forget. Where did that go? Folks, forget Gabe Green gave Ian Garry his toughest fight. Let's not write him off yet just because of his KO loss to Brian Battle. I agree. I don't know who's saying that, buddy. I don't know where that's coming from. Autocorrect messed me up. Okay. All right, fair enough. So let's have a look what you actually were trying to say. How did you mentally overcome the loss against Dan Henderson? Can you go into that psychology? I've just saw this Chandler testing positive for banned peptide. Ligma testes. Did Michael Chandler test positive for the banned peptide? Ligma testes 264. That's a good one. It's original. How did I overcome the loss to Dan Henderson? Well, it was one of those. I mean, I got reminded of it every day, every single day. And still to this day, if somebody wants to talk shit on Twitter, they just post that GIF. And fair play, GIF, whatever you want to call it. But I just had to carry on fighting. You know, I knew I wasn't done. I knew I could do better. And he got me. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You go out there and... you fight the best people, and Dan Henderson's one of the best. What a legendary career he had. And he got me with the H-bomb, you know, and he got me in the rematch as well, but fortunately I stayed conscious just about in that one. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to throw the towel in? You're going to quit? Or are you going to carry on? They're your choices. Carry on, get over it, learn, get better, or forget it and quit. Well, I wasn't in a position to quit. So thoughts on Volk versus Topuria? Here we go. Well, we'll go back to that in a minute, buddy. We've got the super chats coming in thick and fast. Thank you very much. Chandler testing positive. That's a good one. Michael Chandler, I just can't see him being the type of guy to ever take steroids. You know what I mean? He's too much of a good guy. I mean, I know when you look at his physique, he's ripped. And he looks like on the sniff test or the eye test, he might be one. But, nah, I just can't see it. He's far, far, far too clean cut. Who was the first UFC fighter that you saw that inspired my career? Julian Doyle. So when I decided to start fighting mixed martial arts, I hadn't seen the UFC. I didn't know really what the UFC was. I just was told there's this thing called MMA, Pride and UFC, and there's a lot of money to be earned. And I used to do martial arts, so I was like, all right, well, let's have a go at that. When I did start watching it, two guys really stand out to answer your question. They were from Pride, and that was, and even though he's a bell end, he was ridiculous back in the day, Wanderlei Silva. I loved watching Wanderlei Silva fight. Happy to say I shared the octagon with him. I was robbed in a bullshit decision. I won that fight, but whatever. It was a close one. But yeah, Wanderlei Silva, Maurizio Shogun Rua, Anderson Silva was a big personal favourite of mine. Rich Franklin inspired me a little bit as well. So, yeah, there we go. No, you lost it. Well, did I really, Sean? Did I lose it? I didn't, bro. I won, what was it? I think round 2, I took him down a bunch of times, but he got me in a guillotine. I never tapped, but I think they gave him too much credit for that. Should Ian Garry quit his gold-digging wife? Well, there you go. It's his wife, number 1. It's the mother of his child, number 2. And who's to say she's a gold digger? Listen, we know she did the book, right? She came out and said it was a bit of sarcasm, right? You know what, to be honest, just leave it be, man. That is his wife. I'm not going to sit here and talk shit. I'm going to save that for Tales from the Octagon. No, I'm not going to sit here and talk shit. He's pissed off, man. He's a young man. Got to be careful. Ian Garry, I hope he wins this fight. I hope he wins this fight because with all this shit, everyone going for him. Sean Strickland was going after him. And then Chris Curtis, action man, and I don't know the full situation here. Chris Curtis came out and put a tweet defending Ian Garry. So then Sean Strickland went after Chris Curtis, and now Chris Curtis has come off Twitter. He's cancelled his Twitter account. I don't know what all that's about, but it's definitely a sensitive one. La Shishaquika Pineapple says, La Squisha, on the podcast, Anthony was talking about me helping him with the camp in the future. What would you focus on? Change to help him see success in the future. Yeah, I mean, he did say that, and that was really kind of him and really nice. I don't think there's one glaring area. I mean, obviously, I did do mixed martial arts for a very long time. I've done martial arts my entire life, and I know the fight game inside and out. When I look at Anthony, he's great. He's a very good, well-rounded fighter. So there isn't one thing in particular. When you work and train with people in the gym, maybe you can see little things like that you can see, little bits of advice, little tips and tricks. I'm sure there's plenty of things that he can teach me. And who knows, maybe I've got 1 or 2 things I can teach him as well. But he's got a great coach, Mark Montoya, trains at Factory X. I mean, there's world-class opponents in there, training partners, pardon me, and he's got a tremendous coach. So I would not sit here and be arrogant enough to even suggest, do I probably have a little trick up my sleeve or 2? Yes. Does he have a trick or sleeve up his 2? Yes. Yeah, and that's the great thing about mixed martial arts, and that's the great thing about training with different people. You know what I mean? The more coaches you train with, the more training partners you share time with on the mats, you know, you exchange information and techniques and all the rest of it. You see how certain people do it, and you just pick little bits up as you go along. You know what I mean? And that's the great thing about MMA. It's always evolving, always learning. Awesomely Autistic says, me and the boys, whoa, have VIP tickets for the Manchester event. Can't wait. Hopefully I can get a quick photo with the champ. Well, brother, you've said it there. By the way, you bought your ticket at myticket.co.uk. If you have bought VIP tickets, is that a meet and greet ticket? If it is, we're getting a photo, we're getting a picture, we're having a bit of banter, we're having a laugh, and I'm going to give you a world exclusive Tales from the Octagon will not only just feature Tom Aspinall, the new interim champ, it will not only feature Paul Craig, Manchester's own, Manchester's finest, not Manchester's finest, that could be Tom Aspinall right now, Atherton, but a real Manc lad, Brendan Loughnan, last year's PFL champion, he will be joining us as well. He's going to make an appearance as well. So make sure you come along. Brendan's going to jump on and join the fun. What about Ian Garry living with his wife's ex-husband? Oh, God. Well, they just came out today and denied that. I did just see a video of her denying it, said that they don't. So you got to take, I mean, do you know? Do we know? I don't know where that started. It would be a bit weird, let's be honest. You know what I mean? He is the nutritionist, again. There's lots of nutritionists, but I'm not talking about that shit. But they came out and said that he doesn't live with them, so you've just got to take it at face value. And to be honest, mate, we got to get off the Ian Garry stuff. The poor guy. He's only 26, man, and he loves her. Think about that. Think about that. Sean Strickland's right about Ian Garry. Oh, God, you are all over this. Would I ever take my wife's last name? No, I fucking wouldn't. Would you? With a last name like Bisping? It's a terrible last name, to be fair. My full last name is Galen Bisping. Galen Bisping. It's a pain in the ass, and not because it sounds gay. No, it's a pain in the ass because it's a double-barrel surname. It causes me endless issues. It really does. All right, what else we got? Mike the GOAT. Do you see Tony? Do you see Tony should retired if he got beat up again? Or do you think Dana would just keep him fighting? Lol. Well, first of all, Dana's not going to just keep him fighting. Lol. You know, like, you guys have it all messed up, like this impression of Dana as this big, big, bad boss, you know, like big mafia boss, like treating everyone and we're all getting whipped and he's going to keep Tony fighting. He's going to keep him fighting. If Tony doesn't want to fight, then Tony won't fight. It's as simple as that. Nobody has a gun to the head. No one's forced. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean? If Tony wants to carry on fighting, if he loses, who knows, right? Maybe that's the end of the road. Maybe they allow him to fight again for time served and what he's done for the company. You know what I mean? He's been a great character. He's been a great addition to the UFC. But hey, let's just wait and see how the fight goes. Let's just wait and see how the fight goes because you never know. Tony might surprise everybody, you know? Tony, all right, let's go through it. Yeah, he's lost a lot. He's lost 6. He's been finished a few times and he's pushing 40. But he has been in there with some of the best people in the world. And yes, granted, his style not probably, he's taken a lot of damage over the years. Taken a lot of damage, and maybe that's catching up to him. Maybe Paddy's a good opponent for him. You know what I mean? Paddy's not exactly a knockout artist. He's got some good hands. I think he's got the speed advantage. Paddy's a good grappler. I think Tony can handle the grappling side of things. I think Tony's probably got better wrestling. He's not as fast as Paddy. So there's you know what I mean? I think it's going to be a competitive fight. You know, so yeah. Let's not just count Tony out just yet. It's a real fight. It's a real fight. It is. I like it. I like the matchup. I kind of feel for Paddy a little bit because it's one of those lose-lose situations. We've spoke about this if you've been on here before. You know, if he beats him, he won't get credit. If he loses, he'll get shit on. You know, that's kind of the situation, isn't it? So, does Robert Whittaker get back to another title shot, and how does he do it? Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm the biggest fan of Robert Whittaker, but I think right now it's going to be hard. Not because of the rankings. Hold on, let's have a look. UFC rankings. If you have a look, right, the problem is, we've got the super chats coming in thick and fast here, boys. Can't keep up. Hold on. What's the smelliest fighter you've fought? Ooh, smelliest. I don't notice it. I'm so locked in. You know what I mean? I'm so locked in. I'm so focused, guys. Yeah, no, I've never smelled anyone. I've smelled them in training. Oh, there's some pongy bastards in the gym, man. But I remember once this guy, Andy, you won't know him. You won't know who he is, so I won't say his last name. He was a bit smelly. And he sweat the most ridiculous amount of sweat you've ever seen from a human being. My wife says that I sweat a lot. This was the next level. And I remember we were grappling and he was on top of me and he was just sweating galore all over me. It was coming on me like a fucking stream. And then I had my mouth open for a split second and a few bits of sweat went right in my mouth. It was gross. I don't miss those days. Got some other chats here real quick. Let's go through it. We did those ones. Mr. Jonks, hold on. Anthony versus Khalil. Long time coming this matchup. We'll talk about that in a minute. Thoughts on the rumoured Nick Diaz, George St. Pierre fight? My thoughts are it's fucking bullshit, man. I don't believe it. Mike, what do you think? Why do you think Muay Thai hasn't become a popular sport in the United States? I find it odd that it hasn't blown up because it's all stand-up and action. Yeah, agreed. Kickboxing, kind of struggled to find the mark. Glory Kickboxing was one of the bigger promoters out here, and yeah, never really took off. And it's amazing. It really is amazing. What do you think will actually happen first? Justin Gaethje fighting for the actual title or a BMF defense? Fighting for the belt, I reckon. Main card is going to be great. I wonder if Wonderboy versus Shavkat stays on the feet. Does he outstrike the up-and-comer? Also, DDP manhandles Sean. Oof, maybe. Let's get back to this Robert Whittaker thing. I want to talk about this. This is interesting because I'm a big fan of Whittaker. I think he's incredible. I think everyone does, right? How can you not like Robert Whittaker? One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Beast inside the octagon. And, yeah, that's about it. He's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? And what fights have we had? But if you go here, right, there's the champ. Here's the thing, guys. I'm Sean Strickland, right? And I'm driving in my car with no top on and a fucking gun. He's out of his fucking mind, but he's a great character. Israel Adesanya, he's out of the equation for a while. Dricus du Plessis fighting Strickland, and then we got Robert Whittaker. So he just lost, didn't he, to Dricus? Now, if Dricus wins, having just lost to Dricus, I don't think we'd get that one. He's beat Marvin Vettori, so I don't think that makes sense. Paulo Costa would be awesome. If he was to fight Paulo Costa, that would be a fight worthy of, getting a title fight again. But we've got Khamzat Chimaev waiting in the wings. Khamzat Chimaev, I think, is probably going to get a title fight pretty soon. So Whittaker might have to wait. Also, we've got Bo Nickel coming through. I tell you, Bo Nickel is going to be in those discussions sometime soon. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, when you look at it, I mean, Whittaker's still at number 3. It's not like his career's in the mud, is it? You know, the only people he's lost to recently is Izzy and Dricus. So this fucking contact is driving me mad. I apologise, guys. Keep touching my eye. It's gross. Hey, Mike, can you say a happy belated birthday to Justin Chewingham? Justin Chewingham, and then call him a bitch. This would be the best. You are one of our favourite fighters of all time, Justin Chewingham. Sorry, bro, I've got to say this. You're an absolute bitch. Get it together. What are you doing? You absolute little bitch. All right, okay. So, yeah, look, I think Paulo Costa, unless Paulo Costa's matched up, if Paulo Costa isn't matched up, what is he doing? Right, he needs to fight soon. He's probably got rid of the staff now. Paulo Costa, Robert Whittaker. Make that fight happen. Although I would like to see Costa versus Khamzat. That was originally scheduled. But I think Khamzat, we're going to see him having a big fight soon. I remember watching you knock out Mark Epstein at Cage Rage 9. Feels like a long time ago. Mate, it was a long time ago. Almost 20 years ago, that. Cage Rage 9. Wow. Was that? Yeah, Cage Rage 9. That was the rematch. I knocked him out in the second round in Cage Rage 9 and knocked him out in the third round. Funnily enough, and I don't want to talk shit on him, he still claims to this day he slipped on some water. All right. It's okay. Shout out Mark Epstein. Tough son of a bitch, man. Mike, massive fan. Thoughts on Tom Aspinall's recent tweet? Oh, God, I've started it, so I must continue. About fingering Nina. Well, look, listen. He was having a laugh. Tom was having a laugh. Nina took it in a stride, right? She did. She's always pushing the envelope. She's always making those type of comments. Tom thought he'd have a go back, get one for the lads, get one for the MMA boys, and like try and make her feel uncomfortable. And she didn't have an issue with it whatsoever. I did see that some stupid journalists came out, some bloody tabloids like the Daily Mail were calling it a scandal and all the rest of it. It's two grown adults having a bit of banter. Nobody felt uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I must admit, I was a bit shocked and I laughed when I saw it. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it must have been edited or something. But he was having a laugh and she was having a laugh and they were both in on the joke. Do you know what I mean? So it might have been a bit blue for some of you, but they were having a laugh. Two consenting adults. No one cares. If anyone should care, it should be her. She didn't care. There we go. All done and dusted. My dog died. He was called Sucky Me Testicle. Oh, God, what a shame. Suck my testicles dead. Oh, dear. While we're on top in full mount, this is an empowering feeling. However, do you accept the time when you are under the will of another? Can it be quite feminizing to be held down for 5 rounds? What, like Derek Lewis? It's not feminizing. Feminizing? I don't think that's even the term you're looking for. Emasculating, right? Ladies and gentlemen, dictionary with a Bisping. Feminizing is not what you're looking for. It is the word or the term emasculating, right? That's what you're looking for. Emasculation. It's called condensation. It's on the inside. No, look, listen. Yeah, it's embarrassing. If you get taken down and held down the whole time, it's like, for fuck's sake, can we just fight? Can we just get on with this? Can we have a real fight? But it is mixed martial arts. And if you can't stop the takedown and you can't get back to your feet, it's your fault. You know, it's not feminizing, it's not emasculating, and it's not necessarily even embarrassing. It just sucks for you individually. It sucks for your team. It sucks for your loved ones. And it more than likely sucks for everybody watching at home. Nobody wants to see somebody taking someone down, doing nothing, having top position for 5 rounds. Okay, it gets a little bit, you know what I mean? It gets a little bit. We'll leave it at that. Someone in this chat having a pathetic vocab. Shocker. Well, it's okay. I'm educating them, bro. Don't worry about it. What does the USA do better than the UK and vice versa? Oh, dear, my God. Well, the USA has a much better selection of guns. That's for damn sure. Let me see. What do they do better? Food, generally. You're not going to like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we don't do good food in England. Of course we do. I'm just saying, in general, en masse, when you go to a restaurant, you'll generally get a better meal in the States. Service in the said restaurant, way better. Not saying you can't get a pleasant waitress or waiter in England, but they're on the tips. And some people tip in England, I do, but it's not part of the culture. So a lot of people don't. So therefore, the waiters don't go the extra mile. Or the server, let's have it right. No need to use gender, Bisping. The servers. They go the extra mile because of the tips. They make it a very good experience, generally, not always. So the food is definitely one of the things. What do we do better in the UK? Easy. Pubs. What else do we do better in the UK? Sense of humour. Sorry. Not saying there's not funny people in America, there is, but generally, sense of humour in the UK is 1,000,000 times better. What else do we do better? Sense of humour. We do the pubs. That's about it. I'm sure there's other things. I'd rather break the record for title defences in my own division than become a double champ. Yeah, Awesomely Autistic is back. You're right. A lot of people want to jump around the weight classes, become a double champ. It's all the new rage. I did a video on this recently. I think there needs to be some kind of, not a strict protocol in place, but there needs to be kind of an unwritten rule that you have to clear out the division that you're champion of before you start talking about doing the champ stuff. You know, we know Volkanovski. I had no problem with him doing that. He pretty much cleared out 145. Okay, he's fighting Topuria now, but Topuria was still kind of on the rise. So I had no problem with that. Conor McGregor didn't really go through the featherweight division in terms of defences, but he did go through a lot of the featherweight division before becoming champ. You know what I mean? So there's that. So I'm not hating on that. But just right now, everyone wants to do it. Of course you want to do it. Like Leon Edwards is talking about doing it. I'm not talking shit on Leon. Who else is on about doing it? Islam Makhachev is on about doing it as well. Everyone wants to do it because there's no risk. You get to go out there. You get the opportunity to become a double champ. You get the opportunity to be a part of a historic fight that will probably generate massive pay-per-view numbers, hopefully. So therefore, a big payday for you. If you win, you're a legend. If you lose, you're still champion. Of course, everyone wants to do that. But I feel like you should have to at least have 3 title defences, you know, and probably take out all the top contenders. So I mean, for Islam Makhachev, I get it. You know, he just defended against Volk twice in a row. So he's probably thinking, well, if Volkanovski can do it, why can't I? And I do get that and I understand that. But when he's got somebody like Charles Oliveira waiting, when he's got Justin Gaethje waiting in the wings, and that's before we even get started on the lightweight division. I mean, let's have a look. Lightweight's crazy, right? So we've got Charles, we've got Justin, we've got Dustin. Who else we got? Dariush, Chandler, Gamrot, Fiziev, Sarukian. There's a few more decent fights for him there. Certainly Gaethje and Oliveira. All right, okay. How many's here? 2,473. Jesus Christ, guys. Slim pickings today, man. What's going on? Bisping, when are you going to do a travelling sausage roll review? I'm doing it. Do you know where I've had the best sausage roll? Borough Market. Borough Market in London. The sausage rolls there, man. Oof. My God. And I'm going to be there. Obviously, I'm coming over for Tales from the Octagon. The link is in the chat. Buy your tickets. It's selling out. We got surprise guests. We got tales. We got jokes. We got meet and greets. We got Q&As. We got the champ. We got the former champ. We got Paul Craig. We got a bloody good night is what we've got. So make sure you come and join us. And you can ask questions. There's a Q&A session and we will be putting out the link for where you can write your questions. If you bought a ticket, you can have your question read out to the champ or to Paul or to me. So get your ticket, boys. What was I doing there? Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. Oh, dearie me. It's hard to keep up. This bloody contact lens as well. Anyway, Colby's going to ragdoll Leon Edwards. That is from Say What. Well, Say What. Agree to disagree. Let's put a poll up, John, if you're there. Put a poll up. Who wins? Leon versus Colby, because I do believe Colby will have some success. I do believe it will be a tough fight for both men. I don't think, even though Leon Edwards knocked out Colby Covington, you know, he's not exactly the most prolific knockout artist. He's a beautiful striker, and he's a striker to be feared, you know, but you know, he's not Conor McGregor back at featherweight, is he? I mean, Conor McGregor at featherweight was knocking everybody out. But he can head kick people to unconsciousness. He can punch them to unconsciousness. Of course he can. He's a way better striker. I think the takedown defense can stop a lot of Colby's offense. So I don't think he's going to ragdoll him. I do think Colby's going to have some success. Of course he is, right? And Colby Covington's going to bring it, man. This is the last time he's going to get to fight for the belt. The last time. But look, there it is. There's his last fight. March 5th, 2022. So it's what? 19 months? 19 months since his last fight. So he's not getting any younger. A little bit of inactivity. 35 years old. I'll just slide that over for you here. Hold on. 35 years old. Yeah. If he doesn't pull this one off, he's never going to get a shot for the belt. And if you notice, we haven't really heard much from Colby, have we? Typically, Colby's always talking shit. He's out there. Colby promotes himself very well. He does a lot of interviews. He's very well spoken. He's very engaging. He talks a lot of shit. He doesn't hold back. He's a great interview. He is. He had me in absolute stitches. But he's gone radio silent. He has disappeared off the grid. And why is that? That's because he's working his goddamn ass off. Because he knows if he loses to Leon, and I would say that I favour Leon to win that fight. I really do. But I think both men have a shot at winning it. For Leon, it's obvious. You got to maintain the range, stay off the fence, stop the takedowns, use those long-range attacks, use lots of jabs, obviously throw the head kicks. You know, it's pretty simple stuff. You know, Leon will out-kickbox him. Simple as that. Leon's a far, far, far better kickboxer. It's not even close. But Colby is way ahead of him in terms of wrestling. Okay? Colby's got a great gas tank. He's relentless. He never stops coming forward. You know, he'll use the hands to set up the takedown attempt, so on and so forth. So, yeah, I mean, that's essentially the fight. Can Leon keep it on the feet? Let's remember, Leon's a good grappler. In that second fight against Kamaru Usman, he took him down in round 1. tripped him, I think it was, mounted him, took the back, threatened the rear naked choke. So it's not like Leon can't grapple. You know what I mean? We've got to give the champ his credit as well. In the poll so far, 58% of you got Leon Edwards winning. As I say, I'm with you guys there. Let's have a look at the super chats here. You have to try shawarma. Have a great rest of your day and can't wait for BYM with Anthony. Peace, champ. Thank you, Monkey D. Luffy. Well, you think I've never had a shawarma? I'm offended. Of course, no, there's a place around the corner, Medi Kitchen. I'm always getting the shawarma. Shawarmas are good, man. Shawarmas are good. I'm 44, bro. I've had a lot of food. I've had a lot of shit. No man alive. No Stan will thrive. Thoughts on Tony training with David Goggins? We talked about it before. I think mentally it'll be good for him. I think physically might be at a detriment. Tony doesn't need to be running so fast and so hard and going for so long on a treadmill that he's going to throw up. But the mental toughness is going to be big for him. Right? Think about this. You know these journeyman boxers? These journeyman boxers that go out there, you know, if you look at their records and... Excuse me. Sorry. There we go. Pardon me. These journeyman boxers, some of them have tremendously losing careers. Some of the losing streaks are wild. You know what I mean? But they still get back in there, right? They're still on the chase. They want the money. They like the thrill. They know they're probably not going to win, but they'll show up. They'll have a good go. Getting back in the ring, getting back in the octagon when you've lost a fight is really tough. You have a lot of self-doubt. A lot of negativity can creep in. 100% it can. When you lose 2 fights in a row, it's like, damn, what am I doing wrong here? Shit, have I still got it? You know? You lose 3. Gets worse and worse and worse. Look at Tony. He's lost 6 in a row. He went from having one of the longest win streaks in the lightweight division, if not the longest win streak. I've warmed up a bit now. I'm stripping off, boys. I'm stripping off. Boys and girls. He went from having probably the longest win streak in the lightweight division, in the history of the lightweight division, I think, maybe I'm wrong on that, to now having one of the longest losing streaks. Can you imagine the self-doubt that creeps in? Number one, you're saying to yourself, can I still do this? Have I still got this? Why is this happening? Am I too old? Am I too slow? Am I over the hill? Can I compete? Should I even be doing this? You know? So number one, respect Tony Ferguson for stepping back in there. Because just to go through that is not easy. That is not easy at all. Think about anything you've ever done in life, you know, and failed. What have you failed at? I'm not sure what you failed at, but when you fail, it puts you off even trying again. You know what I mean? It does. Some people say, oh, fuck it, I failed. I couldn't do that. Forget it. It's over. I'll do something else. I'll do something else. Well, he didn't think that. He came back 6 times in a row. And 6 times in a row, he lost. You know? And yes, that creates the narrative that he's done, and I understand that. And I'm not necessarily disagreeing. But the fact that he's stepping back into the octagon, again, is you got to give him respect, man. That deserves respect. And he's going up against Paddy Pimblett, a man that everybody knows. He's a big star. Maybe not quite the cash cow that he thought he was going to be based upon what happened last year. But MMA fans are fickle, as Paddy said. One good win, a win over Tony Ferguson, he's right back in the everyone's good books. So Tony training with David Goggins was the what set me off on this tangent. And yeah, I think training with David Goggins will be good for this. So there we go. Right, Luke Kieran says, is there going to be an after party at the Manchester show and showing UFC? So, check this out. Tom Aspinall calls me up. He's like, Mike, how many tickets can I have for friends and family? I'm like, 2. I never said that. I'm like, 2 and the rest of your friends can buy tickets. I'm like, no, don't be silly. You can have as many as you want. As many as you want. The promoter shit the bed when I told him. He said, because what we're going to do is my mum's going to come, my dad's going to come, my friends are going to come, the teammates are going to come. John from down the street is coming. I'm like, fucking chill out, Tom. Not everyone can have a free ticket. We're trying to sell a few. He said, because what we're going to do is We're going to come. We're going to go out for dinner beforehand. We're going to come to the show. You better not be fucking late. And then we're going to go out afterwards and have like an after party. And he said, come with us, Mike. I said, well, you try and stop me. I said, I don't know if you know this, Tom, but it's my show. And we're having an after party. We're having an official after party. I'm not entirely sure where it is yet. There's a couple of places. And I'm hoping we can watch the fights because that's what we want to do. I mean, this is the perfect pre-show to UFC 296. Myself, Paul and Tom will be going through it. I'll be opening the show talking about all the fighters on UFC 296 because there's some controversial ones, isn't there? And there's a lot to talk about. We've got the Ian Garry stuff. We've got Colby Covington. We've got Leon. We've got Paddy, right? And there's a lot of shit gone down this year in mixed martial arts. We've got Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou. What went down there? What went down there? So there's loads of stuff that I can take the piss out of. So I'll be coming out and I'll be saying a few words talking about the MMA scene in general, British MMA, how far we've come. And then we'll get the lads out, we'll have some beers, and then, yeah, we will be doing an after party, but I don't know where yet. Stay tuned for that one. And as I say, Brendan Loughnan from the PFL will be joining us on stage as well. Mr. Jonks says, it's annoying that Jones isn't going to relinquish the belt. Tom Aspinall is in his prime, and he can't just sit around, especially since his last two fights only lasted a few minutes. Thoughts? Well, Jonksy, I agree, mate. I agree. And I don't think, and I don't know this at all, so don't quote me on this, and this didn't come from me. I'm just thinking, I can't imagine the UFC would want Tom sitting around. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Listen, this is just a situation. We all need to accept this. Jones isn't fighting for a long time. He tore his pec off the bone. Stipe isn't fighting for a long time, even though I think Stipe should fight Tom. Right? But that's not happening. That's not the landscape. That's not the situation. So we all just got to mentally move on from that. Who knows? Maybe things change down the line. Maybe Stipe feels different. Maybe the UFC feels different. Who knows? But right now, they're not. Right? I cannot imagine, though, for the life of me, that they will have Tom sitting out on the sidelines for the next 18 months or however long it's going to be. I think they'll put him to work. I think he'll defend the interim belt, which will just create a better narrative for Tom. I think as the interim champion, he's still going to get pay-per-view points, right? So in some ways, not a lot changes. I think the more times he can defend the interim championship will further generate this kind of feeling that Tom's the man, that Tom's the real champ, right? So that kind of builds some animosity towards John Jones, and it kind of creates this real nasty competitive vibe where if Jones gets past Stipe and he doesn't retire, and again, if Tom's out there defending that belt, I think it just makes it even harder for Jones to retire because people will say, why are you ducking Tom? Why are you ducking Tom? He's out there defending that belt. You've got to fight him. So I think the public backlash would be significant if he didn't. And then with Tom, if he goes and defends the belt several times, that's just going to make that fight even bigger. It will be huge. So yeah, to answer your question, mate, I don't think that's going to happen. Went on a tangent again there, mate. Tom's the real champ. That's what a lot of people think. Hamzat is 9-2, a loser. Well, I wouldn't call that a loser. He's not 9-2. What are you talking about? I think he's 13-0. He lost to Burns and Usman. He had close fights with Burns and Usman, but he won, you know. He had close fights. I remember seeing them at the time. I haven't gone back and watched them since, so I can't give you an in-depth play-by-play, round-by-round analysis. I can't break it down for you guys, but I do know that on the history books, yeah, it shows that Hamzat's undefeated, bro. So just get over it. Jones should be vacating his belt. Maybe. I know. The reason I'm not going to come out and say that is because, Rebecca, you're getting a lot of requests. And I'm requesting you as well. These guys are boring me. Boring me to death. Jesus fucking Christ. What's the questions? What's your thoughts on Jordan Levitt coming out as gay? He's not gay. He's got a wife and kids. He's now the second openly gay fighter in the UFC. Who's the first? Have you ever questioned my sexuality, Mike? Rebecca, Have I ever questioned my sexuality? No. I have not questioned it, no. I'm very comfortable, brother. I'm very comfortable. Jordan Levitt's not gay. Jordan Levitt's got a wife and kids. Who knows? So, oh God, Robin Hood says, so do all the gay men. All the gay men have wife and kids. Yeah, maybe. The gay men have wife and kids. Come and join us. You're being requested. Are your camera ready? I'm joking. We went to Universal Studios yesterday, everybody. That was a nice time. It was a very, 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 very busy day to go. Fucking hell. Let's get through some of these super chats before Rebecca comes on and starts talking about birds and recipes and bone broth. The in-person podcast was phenomenal. Please do more often when the chance arises. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that, brother. Here we go. Bone broth spectacular's coming in.
Gravy spectacular.
Oh, the gravy spectacular. Oh, Thanksgiving. Did we all have a nice Thanksgiving, everybody? My eye's doing my head in.
I know, I've seen you fiddling with it.
Have you seen me fiddling?
I did, I tuned in.
Oh, you're a tuner. Dom Cruise was the first. Oh, God, Dom Cruise. Someone said someone's the second gay man. They said Dom Cruise is the first. Jeez Louise, leave Dom alone.
Nice.
Can I do a quick UFC 296 pay-per-view analysis? I can. And I'm going to do it. Rebecca, do you mind? I'm going to do it real quick. Watch this.
I've not done this before I arrived.
Well, I can. Well, I could, but I didn't. Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington, guys. I'll tell you this. Look at this. Look at this, everyone. Randy Brown versus Muslim Salikov. First fight of the night. That's how good this fight card's going to be. Randy versus Muslim, the king of Kung Fu, something like that. I think Muslim Salikov, Randy Brown. That's going to be a belter. Great fight. Then we've got Cody Durden. Tagor Ulanbekov. Going to swiftly move past that one. Alonzo Menefield, Dustin Jacoby. Sick fight, two big guys. Jacoby is an incredible striker, fantastic kickboxer. Alonzo Menefield, not as slick, not as quick, but very, very powerful. So that's a good one. Let's move on. Cody Garbrandt. Oh, that's awesome. It's good to see Cody back. You know, Cody Garbrandt's one of the nicest people. I was working out with Callum. That's my son, everybody. And he said, Cody Garbrandt's always the nicest guy.
Callum said that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he always comes up to him, because Callum used to train at Team Alpha Male for a little bit. He always goes, Bisping.
Well, thank you for being nice to my son.
And Cody was always so nice to him. Where is Callum, by the way?
He's upstairs.
Callum!
So is Lucas.
Oh, God. Yeah, so Cody, Brian, he's fighting Brian Kelleher, though. Brian Kelleher, he's a nice guy as well, babe.
I love the nice guys.
Well, they're not. They're bad bastards. But they're good guys. It's horrible when that happens. It really is.
Horrible.
Arena Aldana, she's great. Carol Rosa, I mean, good one. Josh Emmett, Giga Chikadze. Josh Emmett coming back, right? Josh Emmett, powerful, good wrestler, hits hard as hell. Giga Chikadze, one of the most explosive and fast and impressive kickboxers that we'll see in the featherweight division. The Giga kick, as he was known for delivering prior to being in the UFC. That's a great fight. This fight card from top to bottom is phenomenal. Then we got that, Vicente Luque.
Can you just leave that page so I can see?
Boom, boom.
Thank you.
There we go. Vicente Luque, Tony Ferguson, Shavkat, Stephen Thompson. I've done it. Rebecca's here. We're going to move on. We're going to get past it. Who wins? Tony Ferguson, Leon Edwards. I'm cancelling the poll. You've got Leon Edwards coming in at 49, and I don't know why I'm speaking like I'm commentating a racehorse. As I press the end poll, then we're going to turn around and we're going to look at Rebecca.
It's very loud.
Rebecca. Should Conor McGregor run for president regarding his stance on stabbing?
No. Just because you have an opinion, why should you run for president?
Yeah, why?
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 I don't think you'd make a good president. No offense, Connor.
Why?
Why?
He's a man of the people.
Does he have any
He's
political
a man
experience?
of the people.
Does he have any political
He can relate.
experience?
He still lives in that same little terraced house.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure.
He's a man of the people.
Fame hasn't changed him at all.
Rebecca for president. Listen, Joe Biden. Jonathan Kelsey Sr., Joe Biden. Listen, I'm just going to say this.
What are you going to say?
Well, I'm not going to say much.
He's out. Well, not our president.
Hey, man. Listen, I'm just going to say this.
Hot in Brazil right now.
Oh, God, it's hot in Brazil.
What was that about?
Oh, he's got to go, guys.
So bad. God.
He's got to go. He's too old. Bless him. He's too old. I don't know if I even mean bless him. I'm just being nice.
Damien Shaw, hi Rebecca, have you replaced Hawk yet? Hawk got replaced within the hour.
Hawk was gone.
We replaced him pretty quickly.
Oh, God.
And Robin has settled in
I haven't told
very
the story.
well. Yes, you did.
I told the story on the podcast.
Well, it's a bit traumatic.
Do we
for a
want to hear the
Sunday.
story? I need a quick
Well,
yes.
obviously they know because
Do I need a quick yes or no in the store in the chat? We're communicating. This is interactive. Who's Hawk? Hawk was our pet budgie. Okay, we had two budgies, parakeets for the Americans. Yes, everyone wants to hear this. Our pets' heads are falling off, literally. Okay, so here's the story.
Don't make jokes.
There's no jokes coming. There's just a hilarious story.
That's what I mean. Don't make it funny.
This is the story, though.
It's traumatizing.
There's no exaggeration. I'm in the garage last Sunday, this time last week. I'm working out on the rowing machine. I've got my underpants on only because it's very hot in there, and I sweat profusely.
He does.
And I'm
It's
saving
disgusting.
on her laundry, right? I'm saving on her laundry.
Very kind. Thank you.
I'm saving on the laundry. So I'm rowing like a maniac, setting records. You know, it's no big deal. It is what it is. It's just how I live my life. All of a sudden, Rebecca comes running in. Michael.
Yeah, but the most shocking part of this is the fact.
Right, we're going to get to that.
No, that's the
yeah.
first thing.
No. But this is all in the anecdote. This is how we get there.
Oh, no.
This is how you structure the anecdote.
This is the worst thing. Comes first.
So listen. No, we'll get to that. She's like, Michael.
I did not sound like that.
She did. She sounded like a woman possessed, delirious, traumatic,
Oh my God.
tragic.
I was a little
Michael.
panicked.
I had the trance music blasting. I'm rolling,
in the
fucking
zone.
giving it death, sweating my tits off, right? And then she comes in, Michael. I'm like, what?
I was like, Michael, oh my God.
I can't hear you. Turn the music down. Anyway, she turns the music down. She's like, Hawk. So Hawk's one of our pet budgies. We have Raven and we have Hawk. She's in the bathroom. She's doing her hair and her makeup and all that stuff. The HMU, if you're in the movie business. And Harry, our little dog, walks in and he's got something in his mouth. And
He had something in his mouth and he was whining. And he does that when he's like very overwhelmed by a treat or something, and he was whining. I'm like, Harry, what have you got? What is that?
And he just goes, and drops it on the floor. And it was one of the budgies. And it didn't have a head. The pet's head fell off. So anyway,
But Harry was on the bed. He was like with me. That's why I was so shocked. I'm just
so
saying
I'm like, oh my God, oh shit. So I jump off the rowing machine, straight to action. You know, man about the house. You know, I'm coming to aid, to rescue. But I'm doing the rowing machine, so my foot's strapped into the thing, and I jump out and I'm dragging the bloody rowing machine along with me. And this is true. And then I run outside, and what happened is the cage is smashed. The cage is smashed on the ground. And outside. Hawk's dead. And I'm like, well, hold on, where's Raven? Don't lie, you were too traumatized. She's like, oh, I'm like, hold on, Raven is here somewhere. Raven is here.
It didn't occur to me that he would be okay.
I'm like, let's look for Raven, and I couldn't see him. I'm not known for my vision. And Rebecca goes, he's there. In the back garden, we have a long metal fence, like poles, and he's just there on like the edge, teetering on the edge of the garden and wilderness. And I go up to grab him, and he flutters off into the wilderness. I'm like, for fuck's sake. So I jump over the fence like a ninja, very acrobatic. I mean, I'm 44. It was a feat of nature. It was unbelievable to see how I could just turn it on. I could just turn it on just like that. Boom, let's go. Jump over the fence.
I love how you turn this story like into all about how
this
great
is true.
you are.
This is true. Is this true? Is this true?
Yes.
So I'm chasing after the bird. The bird doesn't want to be caught, obviously, because he doesn't know I'm trying to save him. And he's flying off. He goes into the neighbour's garden through the fence. Oh, for fuck's sake. So I jump over that fence. And then the dog comes out. Oh, shit. I'm in my underpants, remember? And then it flies back the other way. So I jump over another fence. And then it goes deep into some brambles and some bushes. So I'm running there. Anyway, I get him. Long story short, I get the bird. I've got him. And when I come out, I've literally just got scratches and cuts and blood all over me. And that's the story,
I think
guys.
we're still on a split screen.
No, we're still on a split screen. Why didn't you tell me?
I just realized, sorry.
Oh
but
my
yeah,
God.
and then so that was pretty traumatizing. So we, Lucas and I went to buy another one because we felt so bad for Raven.
We did.
But Raven is completely fine.
Yeah, Vegas, yeah.
He was a bit like disheveled.
Yeah,
He was quiet for about an hour or so.
You're
and then
on
he was
Rebecca
fine.
on the Joe Rogan podcast after smashing Jake Paul. Every man alive wants to see that, yeah. Vegas and says German accent killed me, yeah.
Oh.
Mike, could you briefly break down how you think a fight between a middleweight George St. Pierre and a 2013 TRT Vitor Belfort would go down?
TRT Vitor.
I'll say this, and I don't want to say it. No man alive should be stepping into a ring with the 2013 version of Vitor Belfort. No man. Let's go through the list. Yoshihiro Akiyama, Rich Franklin, myself. There was a good list of us. We all got Luke Rockhold. We all got our heads kicked off. Do you know what I mean? He's a good fighter. He was used to the max. George St. Pierre wouldn't do it, won't go down, won't happen. Right. Babe, what do you think about this situation? Everyone's going on about this bloody Ian Garry stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Clipping a bird's, Rebecca, clipping a bird's wings and
I don't clip their wings.
keeping it in a cage is another level of cruel.
PG, I give them a very good life. If I didn't buy them, someone else is going to buy them. And I will not be clipping their wings.
Well,
When
PG.
they grow back, they'll stay
Well, PG.
unclipped.
Well, PG, we didn't invite you to come here and talk shit. Okay?
The parakeets.
Let me tell you this, PG.
I tell you what's cruel. People buy them, right, just to set them free. But their wings are clipped when you buy them.
They're
so
gonna
you
die.
get certain death.
A long, sticky death.
I'm giving
Slow.
them a very great life out there.
They get spoiled rotten.
They do.
They get more attention than me. And that's true.
That is not true.
It's bloody
They're
true.
very demanding.
You're my favourite fighter. Once a fighter, always a fighter. You backed up the talk regardless of the result. What was your favourite insult delivered? From me?
Yeah.
Oh, there's been a lot. I don't know.
Of your favorites?
Yeah. No, there's been a lot that I said that I can't
Yes,
think of
but
a
what's your
favourite.
favourite?
What's my favourite? Oh,
What
God.
did you think? Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, God.
I really
I
told
don't
him
really
that.
do that. I don't do that.
Come on.
What was a good one?
Someone asked you the question.
I don't know. I'll come back to you on that.
It's got to be like a GSP one.
No, yeah. When I called him a lizard. Because that comes from her.
You were not meant to say that. That was a private conversation between both of us.
Because by the way, George is the man. When I at those press conferences with George St. Pierre, I said, you look like a lizard. And then everyone laughed, right? And then Paddy used the lizard line as well, but I said it first. The reason I said he looked like a lizard is because Rebecca said he looks like a lizard at home.
It's a private conversation. I didn't expect you to say it to his face.
Well, I don't think he's losing any sleep. The only one that lost any sleep was me when he put me to sleep.
No, you gained sleep.
I did, yeah. Thanks, George. I got a belting bit of shut eye that night.
You had a micro nap.
I was up all night. I couldn't get to sleep after that. I'd taken 40 winks in the octagon. Fucking hell. Jesus, I was away
REM. You were in REM.
I was away with the fairies. Am I the only girl on here? Jessie on Fire thinks I'm not real. Love the show. Boston Strong. Thank you, Tara Walsh.
You're very real.
You're very real. You're about as
real.
real as Beck's tits.
Oh my freaking God.
I'm sorry, babe.
Wow.
It's a joke.
It's a joke, everyone. Are they real or are they fake?
We never know. You're black. There's no context. We can't see. Anyway, moving on.
You really can't see.
You really can't see. Who wears the trousers in the Bisping household?
I think Mike's just demonstrated.
No, I think you do.
I think I do.
Ellie Bob, do you want to come say hi to everyone? She can't.
She's just got back from the bar. She's not camera ready.
She's like, are you out of your goddamn mind?
Dishevels. Yeah, I think I do.
Amberly Rose says plenty of females in here.
Oh, that's good.
UK has many Polish fighters. Do you think they can do a big pay-per-view in Poland? KSW brought 59,000 people. Yep. Look, listen, there's certainly a big following of mixed martial arts in Poland. So in terms of putting an event on there, selling out an event, not a problem whatsoever. Generating big pay-per-view sales is not an easy thing. I mean, obviously, the American market, and listen, what do I know? This is just from my humble bit of information that I know about this stuff, but when it's in America, the press covers it more. When it's international, it kind of dips a little bit. When it was in the UK back in 2004, there was a lot of press. But then, the people have to fly them internationally. These media outlets have to pay for flights and hotels to get them to cover it. So therefore, they might not get covered. So it doesn't get as much media. But if the fight's big enough, it doesn't really matter. Abu Dhabi's become like a staple. It's becoming like the next Las Vegas. So, that always gets covered well. And everybody wants to go to Abu Dhabi and get a free holiday. So, yes, screw it. I'm Polish. My family's Polish. My ancestors were Polish. I'm a Polish count. She's a countess. Let's do it. UFC Warsaw.
Sean Kirk says, how much younger am I than Ian Garry's wife?
And don't put a poll up. No, don't put a poll up. This is disrespectful to Mrs. Machado.
I believe I am...
I can fly.
How old is she?
She's 40. Right. Well, we shouldn't be talking about this, but you brought it up, not me.
Why can't we talk about it?
Well, if she's 40, she's older.
Well, not significantly, but yeah, I'm older. I'm 3 years older.
Yeah, she's older.
Yeah.
She's older.
I'm old.
She's old. She bloody is. She's not. She's great. She's all right.
You can't give me any credit on here.
You're great. You're great.
I'm all right.
The voice of reason has arrived. Who's the GOAT, in my opinion? George St. Pierre. Boom. Done. Bisping, your thoughts on Anthony taking on this guy who's known for leg kicks? Is he really? Well,
that might be an issue.
Yeah, Anthony struggled with them. He's very open and honest about it. He struggled with the leg kicks a little bit, but he's got a great coach, got a great team. I'm assuming they're working on it.
Sean C. Your record looks 45.
No, well, see, that's just offensive. Why would you do that? Why would you come in here and purposely...
It's a troll, obviously.
Yeah, but that's
the record looks 42.
She's 42. You're spot on.
I'm 43. So that's still a compliment.
Oh, you're 43?
Thank you. Yes.
Jesus, I thought you were 42.
Just gone.
It's getting a bit embarrassing these days. Slow it down. You slow it down a bit.
I'm trying.
I'm going in reverse, though. I've lost weight.
Don't make insults. I can do a lot to make myself look younger. I'm just not.
She doesn't do that. She doesn't go in for that, which is great. She doesn't do it, do you, babe?
I do quite a bit. I do quite a bit.
The
I'm not
plastic surgery. Did you read?
I do not have plastic surgery.
Did you read How to Be a Wag?
I did not. I'm not a wag.
Someone's asking that. All right. Let's get off the bloody Ian Garry stuff, everyone. Come on.
Yes.
Poo. Roundtree's a killer. Yeah, listen, no, it's not an easy fight for Anthony, but Anthony doesn't want easy fights. You know what I mean? Khalil Roundtree, if I'm not mistaken, let's look at the rankings, guys. I think he's ranked like 11, right? He's ranked 11 in the world. It's not an easy fight for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, Anthony knows what he's doing. He's a smart man. He's very analytical. He knows the sport inside and out. I don't know much about it yet. I haven't spoken to him. I don't know what his training regimen's been like since his last fight. I'm assuming... Regimen.
That's what Americans say.
Regiment. Yeah, but it should be... I know it's a regiment, but when... Past tense. Regimen.
No.
Training regimen.
Regiment.
It's training regiment. It's not been on par, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's regiment.
It is regiment, but you say regiment.
You don't.
Hi, Rebecca. What is a food that you love but Mike hates? Thank you, Mr. Jonks. Good to see you again, sir.
Ooh.
Bobby Green, Jalen Turner. Good fight.
I love...
Oh, Mike's right on this one. Regimen. Past tense.
Yeah, but where are you from, Adam?
Doesn't matter where he's from. He's a smart man.
Are you
I've met Adam. Where
are
is he?
you American?
Adam Menges. Listen to that. Anyone that's got the last name Menges,
okay,
he's got to be smart. He's got to be right.
I don't believe... whatever, who cares?
Food that I hate that you love. Chinese.
I don't love Chinese. Takis.
Oh.
Love Takis.
I don't see the fuss with Chinese food. I don't like it.
What else? What do I love? I don't know.
Training regimen, American.
American.
Yeah.
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 That's what I mean. You're saying the American way.
Regiment is an army thing. Correct, thank you.
Yeah, because they have regiments. They're
right,
regimented.
Right. Bisping's a legend. We all know that, Stephen. We all know that, Stephen. Let's have a little gander around the room.
It's American, AK wrong.
Hold on.
It's an American.
Hold on.
AK wrong. Regiment. Thanks, lols.
Hold on, wait.
How are you going to Google this?
What do you mean, how am I going to Google this? I'm the Google master.
He's terrible at Googling
I'm the Google master. Just you wait and see. I'm going to blow everyone's mind with the Google skills. Regiment. Or.
It's already typed for you.
Regimen.
Yeah, but UK.
Shh, never mind the UK. Narcotic cell therapy. What the fuck is that?
See?
Oh, for instance, a writer may follow a regimen of at least 1 hour writing each day. Fact versus fiction. Keeping a military thrilling. Regiment, on the other hand, is a military unit that typically consists of a number of smaller groupings, whether that's battalions, squadrons, or companies. Yeah, listen, just know when you beat. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, it sounds stupid.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
The Oxford English Dictionary is stupid, everybody.
Yeah, but British people don't say regiment. Whatever, I don't care.
If they were smart, if they were intelligated, if they were intelligent, like me.
You say anti now.
I'm anti you at the minute.
Antibiotics.
Yeah, listen, if they're smart,
Rebecca's a loser.
sophisticated,
Joey,
you know what I mean? If they were,
I know, I'm such a loser right
your
now.
Bisping thoughts on Deontay Wilder wanting to fight in the UFC? Yeah, I like it. Light heavyweight division, not heavyweight. Just got to work on his takedown defense, and I don't think he should do it anytime soon. Takes a long time. Have I eaten kangaroo, Max? I have, and it was bloody delicious. Sydney Harbour. They do it with a nice bit of beetroot infused mashed potatoes.
Oh, that would make the mashed potatoes look
It
like
was
blood.
good. It was good.
Australians do like a bit of beetroot.
They do.
They like to put it in salads.
What do I
It's
think of
actually really
Jorge
nice.
Rivera? I think he got knocked the hell out in round 2. Boom. He's all right. I've got nothing against him.
I don't like the man.
Wish him the best. Wish him the best.
best.
Don't be nasty,
I
babe.
wish him ill will.
Bisping, you should have a story time for your channel and tell the tales of your life. They're hilarious, how you tell them. Well, that's why you got to come to Tales from the Octagon 2, featuring Tom Aspinall and Paul Craig. Right, because we'll be going through all of them. We got a wee few anecdotes for you, so we do. Right? Mm-hmm. Aye, absolutely. Tom versus Francis would be huge and a massive payday for both, but it will never happen. You never know. You never know. Mike also bringing on his woman on the stream. You'll learn nothing from Ian Garry. She's been coming on here for a long time.
I'm a regular. Are you new here?
She's a regular. This is her
part
house.
Of the furniture.
My house
and
is
he
her.
invites me on here. I don't just come on here for attention, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
They invite you.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you don't even
Now, I
invite
must
me.
admit, to be fair, when you get here, the time gets more enjoyable. It's just like, because you just
Well,
hear,
it's
yes,
just company
I'm
for
answering
you.
questions.
He likes company. He doesn't like to be by himself.
I'm a
very
social
much.
butterfly. What
He
can I tell
is.
you?
He is.
Do you know what I mean? Even when I'm alone.
I like to be by myself.
She's a loner.
Yeah.
I enjoy the sophisticated company of another intelligent human being. I like to chew the fat on social hot topics. I like to break down the political agendas, see what's going on in the world. Yeah.
When I say company, just like immediate family.
We get tired of Bisping's bullshit sometimes. That's what it is. Well, mate, fuck off. You don't have to be here.
He's joking.
Who
Obviously.
cares? They like a bit of abuse. And
Do they?
They like it. This lot here, I know this. This chat lot, they like a bit
to
of
be
abuse.
abused.
They do. They do. Yeah.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
Mike, do you think Anthony's going to get smashed in the first round? No, I don't. As if I would say that.
Kyle.
Even if I did, which I don't, why? Oh, yeah. Don't tell anyone. Of course he's not.
Of course he's not.
There's a reason why he's taking the fight, because he's been doing this a long time and he's bloody good. And a lot of people aren't giving him the credit he deserves, because he lost to Johnny Walker and he lost to Magomed Ankalaev. You guys are out of your minds. Magomed Ankalaev is a very, very, very hard to beat fighter. And Johnny Walker's just a freak of nature, man. Johnny Walker's a problem for that division, I'm telling you. All right, Rebecca on Australia winning the Cricket World Cup. I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, guys.
I didn't actually realize that.
Slide over.
I'm sliding. I didn't realize that. I don't actually keep up with cricket anymore. Because Michael doesn't he doesn't like cricket. He thinks it's boring. So, who is the best trash talker in the UFC right now? Sorry, no idea. Michael, who's the best trash talker in the UFC right now? I don't know. We're going to get...
This is the budgie killer.
He does look... Oh, don't call him that.
This is the budgie killer.
He did kill Hawk.
He killed the budgie.
He had the best time of his life doing that.
Oh, Harry with his bandana. Cricket's trash.
Very autumnal. Cricket's good. It's all right.
Yeah.
Rebecca, do you like living in the States? I do like living in the States.
Somebody said before, what's better about what's better in England than America, and what's better in America than in England?
What's better in America?
I said service.
Customer service in general.
Food.
Yeah, probably food.
In general.
When you go to the supermarket, it's way better in America because they pack all your groceries.
Oh, she's a lazy one.
No, but
she wants somebody else to do the work for her.
Yeah, but in England, they don't even attempt to. You have to do it all yourself.
Yeah.
And it just makes everything way more efficient. But in the UK...
I look slimmer in this chair.
That's because you're a bit blurred in that chair. I'm fully focused right now. I don't like it.
Would you join me in popular light entertainment? Noel Edmonds on a lovely day out to Carning.
Hat Museum.
Charmington Hat Museum with a great selection of hats. I would love to.
Love a good hat.
Noel Edmonds house party. We're losing the Americans right now, but I do.
Harry is not named after Prince Harry, no.
No, he's not, no. We're going to let Harry go. Should we let him go? Should we let him be free? As the
cute.
Birds. Free as the bird. Harry. Come on, Harry.
Why does he always look so...
Lost.
Yes,
He's
scared.
apathetic. He's scared.
Harry is like 7. Someone said, how old is he? And he is a straight up killer. My gosh, he's brutal. When he gets a toy, he violently shakes it. It's horrendous. Violent. Because he's a terrier, and they like to kill things. Aiden said, Bisping, when are you next on the commentary team? I believe it is next weekend in somewhere in Texas.
Austin, Texas, baby.
Austin, Texas. Okay, let's switch. I don't like sitting here.
No, I like sitting here.
I don't like it.
I look all Slim Jim. It's good.
Yeah, but I mean fully focused.
The camera adds pounds. How old is Harry? 7.
I just said that.
Magic Mike. Oh, God. Don't be rude, guys. Don't be rude.
What's the rude one?
No, never mind. What's my favourite horrors?
We don't watch horrors.
Oh, it's very simple. The Shining. The Shining. Tom Aspinall was asked what was the wildest night out with Bisping, but didn't want to answer what happened. Nothing.
I don't think they've had one, that's why.
We haven't had one. He was playing it coy. No, we haven't. We will be, though, in Manchester coming up. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if I mentioned. The link's up there. Go on, get yourself a ticket, lad. You and Lewis had amazing chemistry on the show. Can you tell us how, if any, he helped you with your podcast and your stand-up career? Well, I don't have a stand-up career, but no, Lewis was responsible for the podcast, to be honest. We both used to have a show together on Sirius XM, and then he suggested we do a podcast, and I was obviously very, very new. I was brand new to anything like that. So, yeah, Lewis was very, very much responsible. So shout out Lewis for that. Do I DJ hip hop?
No.
I do not. I do like a bit of hippity hoppity.
I do not.
She doesn't.
I do not like the hip hop.
She does not like the hip hop.
Do you ever think BJJ will ever be part of the UK curriculum in schools? Lee Hurd says.
Never, ever, ever.
I think it should, though.
It should, but it won't be. Mikey B, I met Baz Rutten recently. He was awesome. I'm not surprised. Baz Rutten is amazing. Do you know him? Yes, I do. By the way, Scots, Irish, settled Tennessee, North Carolina, where I'm from. Connor is the hillbilly, not Dustin. Best wishes. Well, thank you, Jack Sparrow. We're going to be commentating next week. Austin, Texas, Benil Dariush, Arman Sarukian. Going to be a tremendous night. Going to be live in Austin, Texas. The crowd is going to be phenomenal. Myself, Daniel Cormier, and I believe Brendan Fitzgerald will be on the call. So make sure you're tuning in. First fight of the night, ESPN Plus. We're probably going to switch over to ESPN Big Boy at some time, babe. But regardless, the fights will be fantastic. The commentary will be premium. You don't want to miss it, right?
Right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Why do all these UFC fighters keep posting their Ring doorbell camera videos?
Do they?
I don't know.
Ours is dead right now. I need to charge it.
What did we get for Black Friday? I'll tell you what we got. We got a coffee table that we're sending back. We got a coffee table delivered. It's massive. It's like a dining room table.
People don't need to know that. I didn't get anything.
No. Callum got a lot. You know, it's at this point we should wrap it up. When we're talking about what we got for Black Friday. Doomsday. Oh, The Shining. About the horror movie The Shining. Brilliant. That's one of my favourite horrors or thrilling.
That one was good, but...
The Shining.
Yeah, I don't like horrors as a genre.
No, she doesn't, but she does enjoy some of it. She just doesn't realise it. As long as you don't tell her it's a horror.
No,
If she knows it's a horror, she'll be like, I don't want to watch it. If you put it on...
Well, what one have you put on that I've liked?
We watched Alien recently.
I didn't watch it.
1979. Hey, Champ and Rebecca, I'm just watching The Ultimate Fighter Season 3. Just wanted to ask, what was it like having Tito Ortiz as a coach, and what was your favourite experience living in the Tough House?
Good question.
Do you know what? Tito was an amazing coach. He was brilliant. He really was. Absolutely fantastic. He was very serious about it. Brought in tremendous coaches. I learned a lot. I learned how to structure a camp at the highest level. So yeah, listen, I was very lucky that I wasn't on Ken Shamrock's team. And the best experience about the house was getting out that goddamn thing. It was amazing. You know what I mean?
6 weeks?
Ooh, 6, 7 weeks. Yeah, you locked
No
up.
communication. I didn't speak to him for 6 weeks. It was awesome.
Yeah, she loved it. She loved it. Doomsday Last Survivor. Good vibes. How come Michael is not a wife basher like most UFC fighters?
What? Why aren't you a wife basher?
I don't think the majority of
UFC fighters
are beating their wives up. No, I don't.
Because I think they're least likely to, because they take out all the anger in the gym.
Well, it's not just that. We're least likely to do it as well because we're not absolute pussies, right? The type of men that go out there and beat up women, they're the type of men that could never, and I'm not saying all of it, this isn't a general rule, you know, but a lot of these men that I see that do, like on social media, Twitter's full of these videos where they're just beating up women and all the rest of it, you know, and at home. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Glad I'm not on Twitter.
And they're just wimps, and they couldn't dream of actually winning a fight or taking part in a fight against somebody that's a man. So they pick on women to make themselves feel good. And generally, the UFC roster isn't full of that. I mean, yeah, we do have people like CM Punk. I'm joking. I don't know why I said that. It's a joke, everybody. I was trying to think of a bad fighter. Who's the bad fighter?
In what respect?
I don't know. Just not very good.
I mean, no, I'm not going to call anyone out like that.
Women love to get put in the place physically.
Do we?
According to, who was that? Andrew Thompson. The vibe's gone. Is it since I switched seats?
It's weird because you switched.
I'm switching back, guys.
The vibe's gone. It's off.
Hold on.
It's back.
Get ready for this.
That does feel better.
Look at that, and just like that.
We're back.
We're back. Wow, that was weird.
Back in the room.
Thoughts on Mad Men, the greatest TV show ever. Go. Quick. Make it quick. Make it quick.
Well, I don't know. What season are we up to?
Just
It's
thoughts
slow.
on the show.
It's very slow. Each episode is pretty much the same. The male misogynistic vibe is just way overdone. I'm sure it was like that, but it's just too much of that. It's like, we get it. Females were objects. Blah, blah, blah. But it just didn't progress. But maybe we need to keep watching it.
You hit the nail on the head there. It just doesn't progress. I get it. We understand those times are hard for women. They were looked down upon and things like that. But it's just the same shit every episode. And it was really good and the acting was phenomenal. But it was just the same shit every time.
I don't know
so
if it was like a hard time for women. Was it though? I think wartime was a hard time for men.
Yeah.
Dying.
It was. It was.
I think that's a
times are hard for men in general.
I think women had it easy.
Correct.
How do you think so?
You were my favourite fighter, thank you, Dom lad, and got me into martial arts. And even though you're English and I'm Irish, just wanted to say I'm happy you're doing well in retirement. You have a lovely family. Well, thank you, Dom lad. I appreciate that, brother. My mother's Irish.
She's legit Irish.
She's legit Irish, like she talks like this. She talks like this, she does. And now you might say that because she's from Northern Ireland, really. She's not really Irish because you're from Southern Ireland. She's a Northern Irish girl, so she is, right? But she's fucking Irish. She's fucking Irish, and I got lots of Irish family. Now, I'm not saying like Irish like Americans say Irish, because Americans say Irish and they're not really Irish. What they mean to say is that their great-grandpa, like 150 fucking years ago, was Irish, right? But they're not Irish now. I always say, do you have anyone in your family that speaks with an Irish accent? And if the answer is no, then you're not fucking Irish. You're American, and that's all right.
Why does no one admit to, like, Americans say, yeah, I'm British? Because a lot of them must be descended from British people as well.
They're English. They don't like it. 1776.
You know what I mean? Like, why don't they say? They say I'm Irish and I'm Scottish, but no one says I'm English.
They don't.
You know, but they must be.
The truth hurts. The truth hurts.
Sopranos or Breaking Bad, says Andy Ward.
Oh, God, don't make me decide that. That's too hard.
I'm saying it. I loved both, but Breaking
Rebecca,
Bad.
have you ever done a John Fury impression? Go on, give us one. Just say No Man Alive.
No.
Say it.
I'm not doing it.
Say No Man Alive.
I will not be bullied.
Say No Man Alive. Just say it like that. Say the words.
No Man Alive.
Say no.
No.
Man. Alive.
You can't help yourself.
People love it. I don't know why. Hi, Mike. Ended up losing my Muay Thai debut. Oh, wacky. By split decision of all bloody things. Don't be losing by split decision. Very close fight. Well, yeah, split decision. But what's the best advice you could give me about dealing with a loss? Well, same excuse I'll give to Rebecca when she fell off the horse.
Get back on it.
Got to get right back in the saddle, baby. You got to go. Why did you lose? Did you get tired? Did you get tired? If you got tired, you need to run more. You need to train more. You need to be more disciplined. Were you drinking leading up to it? Don't drink. Were you following a strict diet? Did you stretch?
It was a close decision.
You've got to stretch. There could be a lot of things. Were you mentally prepared? Were you nervous? You know,
just don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous. Do the mental preparation. Do the visualization. There's a lot of stuff I can talk about.
I think
but I
there's
won't.
some super
Chats of the super variety.
Yes.
You were my first favourite fighter. Done it. We did that one. Boom. We've done them.
I saw another one.
We've done them all.
All right.
Oh, I'm starving, babe. What are we doing for dinner tonight?
Am I cooking? I'm actually going to do...
Yeah, you are.
All right. Well, then I've got to go to the supermarket.
Breaded chicken. Tomato mozzarella salad. Gnocchi.
Don't say it like that.
Gnocchi. How are we doing the gnocchi?
Well, I parboil it first, and then I fry it up with some sage and butter. And he wants pine nuts in it.
She couldn't help herself. Do you know what I mean? She couldn't help it. She's like, I don't want to talk about it. How are we doing the gnocchi? Well, first of all, I'm going to parboil it. Nobody asked how you fucking parboil it.
You said, how are you going to cook it?
Going to parboil it.
I'm going to parboil it.
Parboil.
I did my roast potatoes a different way on Thanksgiving.
Oh, here we go, guys.
Do you want to hear about it?
Yeah, tell them. How did you do your roast potatoes?
So instead of parboiling, I mostly cooked
Parts
them.
boiling.
Par. No, you say par.
Regiment.
Right? But in the boiling water, you put salt and baking soda, or was it baking powder?
Oh, God.
Either one.
You're sending mixed messages now. People are going to be banging.
And then you don't, like normally I take them out when they're just slightly tender, but you pretty much cook them all the way through. Then when you drain them, they get all roughed up, like all, kind of broken up. Then you put them in goose fat. Amazing. They were very crispy.
And we did some...
They were very crispy.
They were very
Tell
crispy.
Them how crispy they were.
Extremely crispy, guys.
Were they too crispy?
No, they were deliciously crispy.
Yeah.
Very crispy.
Baking soda. Yeah, I think it was baking soda.
What else? Pigs in blanket.
Yep.
We did a nice tenderloin roast.
Yep.
Big old piece of beef. Yorkshire puddings. Carrots. Peas.
And gravy.
And homemade gravy. It was.
Do you want me to talk you through the gravy?
Oh, God. Here we go. Talk us through the gravy, babe.
I won't. It's too long.
No, we want to know.
Well, it took me like hours to cook it. I did it in a slow cooker. It was delish.
All right.
But I'm not going to bore everyone with the details.
Yeah. Because you haven't bored them up until now.
Oh, I haven't.
I know.
Very interested.
No, they are,
Everyone wants to know how to do a good roast potato.
They do. Everybody.
Everyone should.
Well, that's always the number one question I get on here.
Gravy, yes. B-boy, J Mills.
How do we do?
Slow cooker. And then you can just add to it as like the day goes on.
You just keep adding. Just a bit of this, a bit of that.
Try chips cooked in lard. Yeah. Lard is great for cooking.
Do love a bit of gravy. And I am starving, all jokes aside and all nonsense and silliness aside.
Well,
and we've been going for 1 hour, 44 minutes. So, if you've got a question, now's your time. And I just want to tell you one more time, if you're in England on December 14th and 16th, you might want to get yourself over to the best show that you're ever going to see. Putting pressure on myself there. Tales from the Octagon, if you're into mixed martial arts, if you like to laugh, if you like to enjoy yourself, if you like to have a few beers and you like to see us get silly and make a bit of a fool of ourselves, and you might see Tom Aspinall singing his walkout song in karaoke style as well. Shh, don't mention it. Tales from the Octagon 2, link is in the chat right there. So... London and Manchester.
Goose fat.
Oh, God, here she goes.
Well, someone's asked the question. I had to actually order it from Amazon. Yeah. But that's the best for roast potatoes.
All righty, tighty.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't subscribed to the Believe in Me podcast, do that, right? I mean, if you haven't, why haven't you? Subscribe to the Believe in Me podcast. Also, if you haven't subscribed and rang the bell on this channel, there is super chats coming in up here. I can't see them all.
Yeah, sometimes they get
People get annoyed.
I know.
People get annoyed. It's
there
hard.
was one I saw before. I don't think it's not there now. But someone said they made Yorkshire pudding and toad in the hole today.
Oh, toad in the hole's good.
It's not coming up now, but someone did say that. Toad in the hole is good.
What's the thoughts on the Ian Garry situation? The thought is we shouldn't really be talking about his wife. You know what I mean? So
she wants to be talked about.
Oh, God.
She wants to be talked about.
Oh, God. Oh, God. What are you doing?
It's clearly evident. She wants to be talked about. I'm not saying anything bad.
I have risen above it. I have risen above it.
I'm allowed to talk about her.
I have risen above it for 1 hour, 45 minutes.
And I have been an MMA wife for a lot longer than her.
Oh, so God.
I am allowed. I am qualified to talk about this.
You're a wag.
No, I am not.
Stop it.
She wants to be talked about.
Stop it.
Okay.
Oh, God.
You're making it so much worse.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez Louise. Is that, no, that's his family. Be nice. Be nice.
I'm being nice. I'm not
God.
I'm not being mean.
Oh, God. Everyone's loving this in the chat now. My God. Oh, God. Right. Whew. Oh, based Rebecca. You know,
Michael's all flustered now.
Oh, yeah. I'm so flustered. No, I just, he's a young man and he's doing great things and he loves her, obviously, and he's getting a lot of shit for it. And I feel for the guy. I do. That's sad. That's sad. Tales from the Octagon. We're not getting broadcast.
He's gonna break it down.
Shh. I'm joking. Oh, God. Have you ever watched Avatar? Stop asking. I see it a lot. The question, have I ever watched Avatar?
Why is they asking that?
It's been on there about 1 million times.
It's not that good, right?
It's shit.
The one animation?
Yeah. I don't get the fuss. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I'm not with it.
Wasn't it meant to be like a bit of a flop, though?
No.
The amount of money that was spent on
it,
though.
It was like one of the most successful films of all time.
Right.
Yeah, no, it was a flop.
Yeah, but it was the most expensive, though.
It's a flop. Well, there's what Rebecca knows about movies. Last night we watched Sicario. Or the night before.
I didn't like it.
She said it was terrible. Sicario's fantastic.
It was boring.
Oh, my God.
I like what's-his-face.
Benicio del Toro?
Yes.
Benicio.
I'm a fan of his work.
Benicio. Now, are you a fan of his work when I say like a pretty
I'm a
woman.
fan of his work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, are you really a fan?
I'm a fan.
A fan?
Yes.
But in what context?
I like his work.
Oh, you're a liar. You like his work.
Yeah.
Benicio del Toro.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's shocking for me.
Why?
I don't know.
He's got some edge.
Oh.
He's got edge.
Jeez Louise.
But anyway,
No man alive in Michael's not
Even-
Tyson's voice. It's
even
Colby or Ian. No man alive should be finding out your wife has a crush on Benicio
I
del
don't have a
Toro.
rush on people.
Shut up, woman. This is,
But
we're going to
even
talk about
he-
this.
Even that I didn't know. It was boring.
We're going to kick off. I'm going to have to get in touch with Andrew Tate, Oliver Hoskins, and say, how do I figure out this brazen hussy of a wife? She's fantasizing over Benicio.
Well, who are you a
Oh,
fan of?
shut up. Many people. I can't, not one that springs to
Oh
mind.
God, yeah, nicely dodged.
No, it's not. There's lots.
You can't think of one. There's just too many.
There's lots.
Well, go on.
I don't know. No one alive should be put in this situation.
Oh God.
The old shit Fullerton. We've got to go down to that. Sicario was amazing. Benicio was great. Unusual suspects as well. Samurai versus the Lizard. Who wins? Samurai. Yuri Prohaska. Versus Judge Topuria. Who wins? The Lizard. The Lizard. Right. We're going to go?
I think that's it.
Oh, God. Oh, the old God podcast. Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
Got to stop saying that. We're going to be offending people. Right. That has been... Callum! Just come and say hi real quick. He hasn't done his hair. It's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I look beautiful, don't I?
Stick your head in here.
Ah, big man.
There he is, the big man.
What are you feeding him?
The big man on campus. Any questions for Callum quickly?
Well, you've
Come
got
closer.
Before you have 1 minute.
Get closer. Your head looks tiny there.
North Sea says you're looking strong.
Give us a flex. Oh,
Strong man. Hey,
oh.
did you talk about the wrestling
Oh
session? How
God!
Talk about the wrestling
Did
session.
you talk about the wrestling session?
I'm
How
gonna
that
give you
went
the-
down?
Tell him.
You tell him.
No, I'm not-
You have the video.
I didn't post it.
He didn't post it.
He's withholding crucial information.
He came back from college and started picking on me and bullying me.
I did bully him.
Slammed him. I do
Slammed
believe.
me to the floor.
No resistance.
You know, there was resistance. I had my socks on. It was very slippy.
Well, I just laughed.
Oh, yeah,
It's not
yeah.
came out.
I had.
Right.
Christ, I'm leaving.
Why?
I'm literally leaving.
Why?
He laughed and
I laughed and snot came
Oh
out.
yeah! You snot! Oh God!
Oh man.
Snotting all over
Someone
the place.
will screenshot that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look at this. You can't take him anywhere.
Callum, what is that accent? I don't know.
Every time you come on here,
It's a blend.
Blend of America, Australia, England.
It's a lovely blend.
yeah. Listen, guys. John, if you're still there, and I don't blame you for hanging up from this utter nonsense, stay there.
I'm standing, man.
Just
We're
do
not-
it.
people can't
Do
see you.
do a half squat.
You know my legs.
There
can't,
you
know my
go.
legs can't
He
do
doesn't
that.
do
Hey
leg
Callum, who's the
workouts.
better wrestler?
Out of who?
Me and you.
I have to say me.
No, it is.
Well, you're a college athlete. You're a college wrestler.
Yeah,
You're
he's
not.
better at
Your skills lie elsewhere.
many other aspects of martial arts.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Waggate.
Callum, what's your opinions on wag game?
Oh, stop it! Oh
The woke
God!
media is censoring me.
The woke media.
Woke media is trying to stop my thoughts. Oh, no.
The woke media.
part
That's
of it.
actually hilarious.
Garrett Clemens says, Callum, are you going to fight MMA?
Do you want to fight MMA?
I think I
Can
do.
you come closer?
I think I
Can you just slide over a bit,
do.
man?
I'm going to the gym in a
No,
moment.
no. Do you want me to train you for an MMA
I
fight?
think that'd be fun.
Because I will do.
No.
Shut up now. Sorry. I mean,
Well-
just back off from the conversation.
Everyone, did you hear that? He just told me to shut up.
It's
No.
It's a
Do
bit ridiculous.
you want to fight MMA?
I think so. It's gonna get clipped everywhere though.
What?
It's gonna get clipped everywhere right now.
No, well, they will, and as long as they put a link to Tales from the Octagon 2 available at myticket.co.uk.
Callum, could you take Dylan Dennis? Asked Adam Rose.
Yes.
He's a little man.
He's a little man.
Different
He's
weight.
very good jits,
Different
though.
weight.
No, I'm serious. I could get you on the contender pretty quick.
Yeah.
Would you want to do that?
I don't want to have a heart-to-heart on the live right now.
Well, just answer the
put it
bloody
like that.
question.
I already said yes.
You'd have to have a
Yeah.
bunch of...
I'm not going to.
You'd have to...
Yeah.
Right.
Hold
Hold on. Here's the thing. So we've often talked about this. If Callum was to fight, and come closer, because your head looks too small. Do you know what you look like? Do you know what you look like right there?
Beetlejuice.
You look like Beetlejuice. Like, just shrink your head again. Shrink it down. Go sit like you were. There he is.
You look like Howard Stern. Beetlejuice.
Old Beetlejuice head. What were we saying?
What's the chat saying?
Oh,
I don't know.
Chat room. What are we saying?
should we get Callum in the ring?
Fake accent.
No.
Yeah. It is a fake accent.
Oh, no, here's what I was going to say. Here's what we're going to say. Callum is in Bangkok ready, but I tell you what, I'll take you out to
What
Bangkok.
does that mean?
It means like it's like a story.
Oh,
Like
I shouldn't do that. The woke media is censoring me. I'm sorry. No. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I was going to say something good. I keep getting sidetracked by nonsense.
Training. Bangkok.
No, it's gone. It's bloody gone.
Is that
Bangkok.
What was I
You
going to say?
trained in Thailand.
I did.
Phuket.
Phuket.
Oh, Phuket top team, shout out to them. I think we better get off the stream now. People are leaving. Callum, just let them know where you can find you.
Man. Callum Bisping on Instagram. Calpulkid SF.
Oh, he's really doing it.
Yeah.
Here's what I was going to say.
Did
Here's what I was going to say. John, thank you for that poll. Let's put this poll up right now.
Oh,
Just
look at that.
87% of people say you should fight, and 87%
Callum,
of
no
you
man alive.
should buy tickets. Listen. If you think John Fury's bad when Tyson Fury fights, you ain't seen nothing yet. But John put a poll up on this.
I thought about that already.
I've often said.
He's changed his mind.
After that.
He's changed
No,
his
man.
mind.
I've often said, if Callum fights, he has to carry on the lineage and go by the name Callum the Count Bisping. And he says he won't do it. He says he won't do it.
You've had your career.
John, put a poll up. Should
had your stuff.
Callum use the nickname Count? Yes or no?
Or what would be an alternative? What would you...
Woke.
Woke Bisping.
Callum the Rapscallion.
Rapscallion.
No, what would you like?
don't know, man.
Even you must have thought
I
about
have
it.
literally never.
All right.
Literally
Callum the
never.
Turd.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's not nice.
That's a good one.
Can you put the poll up, John? Or am I talking to myself?
I think you're talking to yourself.
He's
I think
not
you
there.
checked out a while ago.
Callum the Wag. Oh, God, here we go.
Get my book.
Should Callum use the nickname The Count? Yes or no? The poll is up. Let us know. And Callum, you have to adhere.
Thick boy.
You have to adhere
Thick boy.
to the results of the poll.
Callum the Callous.
Callum, can you actually count?
At least
26 times 3.
Oh, we're not doing a mental arithmetic on a live.
78. I'm just saying, I've
Good
got
job.
you.
You can do very basic maths. Well done.
The honey badger.
My head isn't small.
His head is
Put your head next to my head. No, but you're further away. Depth perception.
We're moving a little.
Come in.
I'm in. I'm in there.
Significantly.
Give me your arm.
What's going on,
Man out the way, babe.
Mine's a lot bigger. Mine's a lot bigger. Mine's a lot bigger.
You guys are ridiculous.
Yeah, but you know what weight class he'd fight at?
Oh.
Yeah, Callum.
205.
Callum's
I'll be
got-
205.
Callum
I'll
does
205.
have 2 eyes, someone said.
Callum does have 2 eyes. Callum has 2 eyes. Nice one, those 3.
Good one.
So out of all the people that voted, there's only 233 of you, which I'm sad about. 68% say you have to have the same one. Callum 2 eyes Bisping.
It's a good one.
Callum 20/20 vision.
My eyes are terrible, though.
Callum laser focused Bisping.
Oh my God, these are so...
That's a good one.
Think of a good one.
Beast in 25-8, Callum Bisping.
Feasted 25/8. All right, should we go? The theme, but all right, we did all these. DJ Mikey B, holy crap, you got lucky with her. I did, she's great. She's all right.
Thank you,
Young
Mark
man's an
Lindsay.
absolute unit.
What are they feeding him?
Unit.
But they raided him.
Callum the Terminator Bisping, says Mark.
There's been no Justin Gaethje comments. I kind of miss
There's
them.
been no
There's
Justin
been a
Gaethje.
few.
Has there? I haven't
There's been
seen
a
them.
few.
I haven't seen them.
So listen, he always gets annoyed because he gets stacked. They always say, anytime I post a picture of him, just engaging, and it actually annoys you. Callum, no hairline Bisping.
Yeah, it's one guy the whole time.
Ah!
I have beef with whoever Rick is. He's coming for me.
He's got
I think your hairline is just.
That's
fine.
not what you say.
Bro, you got to get yourself to Turkey, get the hair transplant
You
popping.
can get. A lot of people are getting hair transplants.
We'll speak to Paul Craig. He's
Callum
been
Winstrol
recently.
Bisping.
Yeah.
Oh, natural.
Callum's on the juice Bisping.
I'll be off.
Say goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye.
Does he need to shave the tash?
No. I
You
like
got
it.
it.
I've got used to it.
Let's have a look at the results. 68%, bro. All right, end that one.
Callum
All right.
yoked a bit.
Guys, we're going to go. Adios. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that. Getting a bit silly, just having a laugh. We're sitting here bored out of our heads, having a bit of fun. It's fun, though. We like doing this. We do. Well, I'm having a laugh. Hopefully you guys are having a laugh. Are you having a laugh?
Such a laugh.
Are you having a laugh? Is he having a laugh? What's that off? Are you having a laugh? It's that Ricky
what is
Gervais
that?
show. That Ricky Gervais show where he does that character.
yeah.
You
What is
having a
that?
laugh?
What is it?
I don't know what it is. That's why I'm asking you.
Someone will say. Someone say before we leave.
They won't say it.
Are we
Stay busy.
thinking-
All right, extras. No, is it extras? It is extras. And he gets his own show. He gets his own show.
Oh, yes. Correct.
You having a laugh?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're the best fam in MMA. We're the best family ever.
You got that. Whoa. You
Best family in MMA. There's not too many great families in MMA.
Well, that's
What's
very-
another good family, like a good family that you know of in MMA?
The Stipe Miocic family. Beautiful people. Okay. The Cheeto, the Vera family.
Oh, true.
Jeez
They're great.
Louise. Jesus.
I know, but come
Christ.
on. There's not that many.
Oh. So, okay, I will say this. Brian Hernandez, where did I get the shirt? So I'll say this.
This one?
Yeah. And he did ask 3 times. And I'm sorry, Brian Hernandez.
For the last time.
For the last time, he said, the damn shirt, third super chat is the charm. You will notice, anytime I'm wearing a plain black T-shirt, this is a plain T-shirt. I don't know if you noticed. No, but most of the time I'm wearing these shirts, and it's always, see, son, it's always the same brand. They're really good value for money. This is not an ad, by the way. This is just my appreciation because they send me stuff all the time. And I'm telling you right now, if you want some nice fitting, really good quality, nice colours, and they don't crease. They don't crease at all. They're really
Callum
good
likes
quality.
them too.
Callum likes them.
And he's young.
And everyone that I put onto them, they all love them. The company is BYLT, Built Basics. Look them up on Instagram. They're phenomenal. Check them out. Hopefully, tell them that I said
know,
this.
because I do his laundry, so
That's
they
all I
wash
wear.
really, really
I
well.
I live in the
No,
built.
as in like I actually experience like good quality fabric versus bad quality fabric, and
Yeah.
others just shrink.
Do you know the difference between a good quality stream and a bad quality stream? Because I don't think we do. Guys, on that note, we're going to go. Max Holloway's family is cool. All the families are cool.
Stephen from Your Belinda again. Hello, Stephen
Steve
from Your
from
Belinda.
Your Belinda. Again in the chat. The UFA Society will collapse soon. Well,
Yeah.
do you think it's the end of days?
I don't think it's the end of days. It's just the end of like.
Callum playing shirt Bisping.
Come on, these are quite. Come on, I want some good ones.
The
I don't know,
potatoes.
society's gone.
Soft, mental,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
crazy.
a good word.
Crazy.
Unhinged.
Unhinged, that's better.
Unhinged.
I like the unhinged shout.
Where's the
The compassion.
where's the love, guys?
Where's the love?
There's too much love.
Where's the sanity?
too much
There
love.
is too much love. No, there is though.
I know.
Sometimes you got to tell someone how it is.
Yes.
And I could go on.
Live with him.
I
Build
could go on
something
all
up.
day. The world's gone mental. The world's gone mad. And it's horrible to see. Oh, the wars going on around the place. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Obviously, that's awful.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking
But
about
the
that.
madness that's going on the day-to-day bloody level, the no respect for your fellow brother, the stealing, the beating, the thieving, the robbing,
That's
the
not what I'm
raping, the
talking
murdering.
about. That's
the
opposite
madness
of
as
what
well.
I'm saying.
Remember, this is
like-
the mainstream media wokeness. I can't say it, but the world's gone mad, right? And on that note, Michael, the woke media. I'm not fucking woke.
Michael's not woke.
I'm the furthest thing from woke. Trust
Neither
me.
of us are woke.
No, the furthest thing from woke.
Yeah.
Don't, Rebecca, please don't kill your parakeets.
Didn't. I tried so hard.
I
with
saved
them.
one of them.
I tried. You got to understand how traumatic it was just being delivered. My dead parakeet in my dog's mouth. It was horrible.
Yeah, that's right. Lord of the Pies shit is wild. Anyway, before we get kicked off YouTube, we're going to go.
Callum the Manchester Strangler, says Irvine Ramirez.
The Manchester Strangler. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been 2 hours of utter bullshit and nonsense and just general good vibes with Michael and Rebecca Bisping. We'll be back this time.